gentlemen, and welcome to our second game of the day for the 2023 NCAA Division III Baseball Championships at Bridgewater State University in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. This afternoon's second game features the Johnson & Wales Wildcats and the Middlebury Panthers. And a reminder, please be alert at all times during today's games. Baseballs can accidentally fly into the seating area. Please be alert to all the action. The NCAA and Bridgewater State University want everyone to have a safe and enjoyable day watching the best college baseball in the nation. Thank you. And now, baseball fans, it's time to meet the teams for Game 2. First, the reserves for the Johnson & Wales Wildcats. Number 12, Ryan Schultz. Number 15, Nick Kalenda. Number 24, Kyle Cutler. Number 27, AJ Raid. 35, Justin Markell. Number 11, Gus Lappin. Number 2, PJ Daniels. Number 36, Brett Nickerson. Number 40, Elijah Barber. Number 48, Max Randazzo. Number 25, Griffin Snyder. Number 7, Nicholas Fortes. And number 3, Ryan St. John. And now the starting nine for the Johnson & Wales Wildcats. Leading off the second baseman, number 6, Jack Owen. Batting second, the center fielder, number 22, Trevor Jones. Hitting third, the first baseman, number 28, Miles Kelly. Hitting cleanup, the right fielder, number 18, E.J. Leone. Batting fifth, the shortstop, number 9, Riley Hassett. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 33, Xavier Valero. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 8, Owen Davis. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 23, Thorin Sanchez Guerra. And batting ninth, the designated hitter, number 13, Jack McGee. And on the mound for the Wildcats, number 17, Aiden Viggin. And the head coach of Johnson & Wales Wildcats is Kevin Casey, and his assistant coaches are John Casey and Colby Grenoff. The athletic trainer for Johnson & Wales is Alan Siggy. And now the reserves for the Middlebury Panthers. The reserves for the Middlebury Panthers. Number 32, Spencer Desert. Number 22, Alex Price. Number 2, Zip Malley. Number 1, Jack Stemper. Number 23, David Barnes. Number 10, Baker Enksman. Number 21, Ben Slaughter. Number 3, Jackson Atwood. Number 27, Henry Gustafson. Number 30, Andrew Gatlin. Number 44, Owen Truss. Number 29, Freddie Mercer. Number 39, Cole Schreider. Number 31, Dylan Knightley. Number 13, Andrew Ashley. And number 45, Kunal Honda. starting 9 for the Middlebury Panthers. Leading off, the first baseman, number 15, Bo Root. Batting second, the left fielder, number 5, Alec Rich. Batting third and catching, number 18, John Collins. Batting cleanup, the center fielder, number 24, Kyle McLaughlin. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 26, Mitchell Schroeder. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Sammy Smith.
Oh.
Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 33, Andrew Gard. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 4, Nathan Sammy. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 19, Chris Warner. And on the mound for the Panthers is number 22, Alex Price. And the head coach of Middlebury is Mike Leopard, and his assistant coaches are Mike Phelps and Alex Carter. The athletic trainer of Middlebury is Matt Cutts. The umpires for today's game: at first base, Eric Solson; at third base, John Giordano; and behind home plate is Keith Peterson.
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. It's hard to yell when the barrel's in your mouth. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, yeah. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. DIII coming live at DIII. Heard tonight like lost night. DIII, multi-bid, do straight. Wanna see by me. The whole city got this. Heard he got 3. That other rapper got a hit show. He now. You said the city on fire soon as he got 3. Came back now. Raw don't even know how to act now. Hit the club, strip the spoon, naked boy sat down. Still ball
advance to the regional semis tomorrow.
It's easy, it's breezy, it's beautiful. It's baseball back on the campus of Bridgewater State University on a gorgeous, windy but sunny day in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. It's the Wildcats of Johnson and Wales University taking on the Panthers of Middlebury College here at the Bridgewater, Massachusetts Regional on the road to the 2023 Division III Baseball Championship. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome aboard. I'm Matt Donahue. First game of our doubleheader today. Bridgewater State, the hosts, took on Endicott College. Bears won that game 4-2. And now a neutral site game for these two. I think it'll be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely interesting being a neutral site game, but we do have some fans represented from both sides in the stands today, so maybe that'll play a factor in this neutral territory.
Division III folks travel really well.
So on the mound, warming up there from Middlebury, who is the home team in this neutral site game, is Price. He'll be making the start. Jack Orbert getting ready to lead off for the Johnson and Wales Wildcats. So official first pitch time should be sometime around 1:30, so just coming up about 2 minutes here. Alex Price, the senior, 6'2" pitcher from Ridgefield, Connecticut.
Leading off, the second baseman, number 6, Jack Obert.
Game starts with a local kid in the box, Jack Obert from Plymouth. First up to bat for the Wildcats today. And he'll take ball one from Price. Obert stationed at second today for the Wildcats. 1-0 the count on him. Price deals. And that time it's going to land. So 1 ball and 1 strike on Jack Obert, who comes into play today hitting .313. Price, the pitch, swinging, that one's in play, and that's going to arc right over into left for a little base hit. Obert's putting on the wheels. He's thinking 2, and 2 it will be. He read that one correctly. A leadoff double for Jack Obert gets things started for the Wildcats.
Absolutely great movement on that hit. Just kind of soared all the way into the corner down there in left field. And there was no chance at fielding that one for Rich.
Now batting,
just had too much cut.
Number 22, Trevor John.
1 on and nobody gone. Here's Trevor Juan, Connecticut reppin'. He has a runner in scoring position with nobody out already.
Coming into this game, Alex Price, 4.0 flat ERA on the year, 5 wins, 0 losses, 12 appearances, 11 of those have been starts, 1 of those obviously in relief.
He hit Juan with strike 1 called there, and it's 0-1.
Also has a save under his belt.
Price trying to work, here it is. Finds the spot again. 2 quick called strikes on Trevor Juan. Miles Kelly on deck. Juan hitting .286 at the start of play today. No balls and 2 strikes on him. Price the pitch. That is slick. A 3-pitch strikeout all called. And Price gets his first strikeout victim of the day. 1 out and 1 aboard in scoring position for the Wildcats. Here's Miles Kelly.
First baseman, number 28, Miles Kelly.
From Long Island. Starts play today hitting .368.
He's going to call strike 1.
It's a lot of heat coming from Price early here. After that leadoff double, he's trying to respond forcefully. 0-1 the count on Kelly. Obert at second for the Wildcats. Price thinks about tossing over to second, and he finally will, but Only real purpose there is to scare Obert back to the bag. Count stays 0-1 on Kelly. E.J. Leone on deck. Price, the 0-1 pitch, pulls a swing and a miss out of him for strike 2. Nothing in 2, the count on Kelly. Obert with a comfy lead off of second.
Price took some time looking over there too. Is that ball
That's going to be a near miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Kelly. Well, Obert keeps taking leads. He's stolen 3 bases this season, but he's been caught stealing just as many times. 1 and 2 on Kelly. Price the pitch, swing, and that's in the air, popped up. And rumbling in for the catch. Oh, that was trouble. That escaped some gloves. Sliding into second, safe is Kelly. A little bit of a blooper that escaped 3 different gloves. It's going to move Obert over to third.
I don't know what exactly happened there. It looked like Smith might have called off Border down there at second base. I think Border, though, was the one who ended up diving for that. Nevertheless, now there are 2 runners in scoring position with only 1 away for Johnson and Wales, and that brings up E.J. Leone.
Leone from Peabody.
Not too far away from here.
Well, north of the city. We're introducing some folks from out of state to Massachusetts geography today. Swing, and that's in play. That's got some distance, and it's into the glove of Rich, but it's going to easily allow Obert to roll in to score. And Johnson and Wales takes a 1-0 lead. The sac fly from Leone will send the run in. So 2 outs, but it's JWU with the lead.
Now batting, shortstop, number 9, Riley Hassan.
So Riley Hassan steps into the box now. The lefty shortstop for Johnson and Wales. And Price checks on the runner at second base. Not going to throw over.
First pitch to Hassan's a called strike. No matter what the record may show, Price is throwing a lot of heat early.
Yeah, and after that initial double from Obert, he kind of slowed the game down, was able to get some good strikes.
Hassan's a troublemaker, though. 463 average coming into play today. The 0-1 pitch is in there again. And an absolute browbeating on the zone.
Up until it was just a little bloop single that ended up resulting in 2 bases. And Price was looking pretty good out there, like he had collected himself after that initial first batter.
He's chasing his second strikeout, 0-2, swinging him. It's a drop strike 3. He will get that second strikeout. The toss to first is good by Collins. Well, some early promise from Price, but a runner comes across for the Wildcats, and it is 1-0 Johnson and Wales after half an inning. We head to the Middlebury side of things here at Alumni Park on the campus of Bridgewater State University.
On the mound. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. This is what it's like being outside on these broadcasts. Aiden Vining and his 1.90 ERA, the lowest for this Wildcats pitching staff. He's getting the start today. here at the start of this tournament. Vining, the freshman from Woburn, another guy from north of the city, again 190 ERA. This year he's 7-2, 11 appearances, all but one of them starts. He's thrown 7 complete games, 71 innings of work, 11 walks, and 92 strikeouts. Yikes.
You cannot ask for much more out of a pitcher, let alone a freshman in his first season. I don't know if I've seen a freshman pitcher all season with this impressive of a stat line. 92 strikeouts, just to 11 walks issued. That is a fantastic ratio.
He delivers strike one call to a very, very strong hitter. Mr. 404 average, Bo Root from Connecticut. Listed. That one's going to be low in the floor, ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike on Root. Root's listed as an outfielder on this here roster in front of me, but he's posted at first base today for the Panthers. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count on him. Vining the pitch. Grabs the low edge of the zone, and that's going to be strike 2 called. We've seen some merciless zone beatings from both of these starting pitchers today. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Root. Vining deals. That's another dropped strike 3. Toss to first is going to be good for out number 1.
Yeah, we've seen an abnormal amount of drop strike 3. It's just
that's the second one of the day, and we're not even through 1 full. So it's not glamorous, but Vining will start his day with a strikeout.
Now batting, left
So
fielder,
now to the plate comes the
#5,
left fielder, Alec
Rich.
Rich. On the season, Rich is hitting .338, 65 at-bats under his belt.
Rich from the Golden State, California. He'll take ball 1.
There are a lot of guys from across the country here on this roster. Not just the New England area, obviously you're going to have that, but California is a long way from Middlebury, Connecticut.
That's going to be another near miss for ball 2, 2-0 on Rich. Yeah, some of these schools, they're solid schools. They draw folks from all over the nation, all over the world, Johnson and Wales and Middlebury alike. The 2-0 pitch from Vining is another near miss. And that's 3 straight balls, 3-0 the count on Rich. Collins on deck. Vining trying to recover. The 3-0 pitch is going to be another near miss. And after a strikeout, it's a walk.
As we said earlier, only 11 walks during the regular season, so that is quite the rarity for Vining. Up now, number 18, the catcher John Collins comes to the plate. He's hitting .368 on the season, 136 at-bats on the year as well. That is second on the team behind Kyle McCausland.
That's ball 1 low on Collins from New York, New York, the city that never sleeps. And he's trying to stay wide awake against Vining. 1-0 the count. Toss over to first isn't going to be enough to get Rich. So 1 ball and no strikes on Collins. Vining the pitch. Smidgen low. 2 balls and no strikes the count. That's 6 balls in a row for Vining after the initial strikeout. And they're going to call that one ball 7 in a row. 3-0 the count now on Collins. Vining, trying to grip the edges of the zone. Here's the 3-0, and that's going to be outside and bouncing the floor. So ball 4 will put Collins on, and it'll move Rich along to second.
So 2 straight walks for Vining.
Center fielder, number 24.
And with that, that's going to bring up Kyle McCausland, number 24, leads the team with a .438 batting average, 146 at-bats on the year, and a .767 slugging percentage, which is by far and away the highest on the team. He has 10 home runs, second behind John Collins, who just drew a walk.
Rich is in motion to third.
They're going to go with a double steal as Collins slides over to second.
The only play they tried to make was against Rich as he moved to third, and he was safe. Collins left alone to steal second, and it's 2 runners in scoring position.
the pitch called a strike on that double steal play. So good for Vining to get one of those.
That's a bouncer. Right over to Obert, and he'll make the toss to first for the second out, but that will allow Rich to score, and this thing is tied up.
So now runners at the corners with only one away here. For Middlebury, Mitchell Schroeder,
designated hitter,
the
number
designated
26,
hitter.
Mitchell Schroeder.
He's hitting .365 on the season across 85 at-bats.
Mitch Schroeder from Brookline, out in the world of Route 9. And he's going to take strike one call. Schroeder from Brookline coming up after McCausland, who's from Wellesley. 0-1 the count on Schroeder. Vining deals. Swing and a miss, strike two. Panthers have sent a run across the plate now, but they're down to their last strike of the inning. It's Collins at third. 0-2 pitch. Outside, ball one.
Collins at third, McCausland at first. I'm sorry, there is no runner on first.
Schroeder fouled it backwards to stay alive, still 1-2 on him. McCausland did drive in the run though, so certainly a productive out for him. He sent Rich home, and that's where we stand, 1-1. Vining trying to close this one up before any more damage is done. The 1-2, swing and that's in play. It's got a little bit of airtime, not too much out towards right, and Leone is in to make the catch. That retires the side.
So Vining able to get away, only giving up one run after walking two batters in a row. The game's tied here at Alumni Park, and we'll be back with you for the top of the second.
A quick little introduction to your Middlebury defense here on a beautiful day in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. Out in the pastures from left to right, Alec Rich, Kyle McCausland, and Sammy Smith. Around the bags left to right, Nathan Sammy, Andrew Goff, Chris Border, and Bo Root. And it is Alex Price on the bump, being caught by John Collins. 1-1 as we head to the top of the second. These two teams are trading runs and trying to get a little bit more out of it as they progress. So the first three customers up to visit Price here in the second are going to be Botello, Davis, and Sanchez Guerra. The 6, 7, and 8 spots in the JWU order. So here's Xavier Botello. A little bit of a local guy, Rehoboth, Southeastern Mass rep at least.
Xavier Botello.
Posted at third today for the Wildcats, and he pops this one up. A couple different gloves want it, and rolling over for it in foul territory is Goff for out number one. One pitch, one out for Price here in the second.
Now batting, the catcher, number 8, Owen Davis.
There's Owen Davis from Bristol, Connecticut. Home of a sports network that shall remain nameless. Price deals. That one's a bit tall, ball one. One ball and no strikes on Davis. Swinging, he puts this one in play. It's got airtime. Rolling out towards the fence. They're looking, and that one is just at the warning track. He was thinking of going deep. It just stayed inside.
Just grabbed the bottom of the fence, and from our angle for a second, you couldn't tell if it was gone or not.
I was thinking it was gone for a second until it was corralled off the floor by Rich.
Until I saw the dust right in front of him down there and left, I could not tell if that was gone or not.
Owen Davis comes into play today, hitting .285, and he just did a number on that. It's his 11th double of the year. That's going to be ball one low on Thorin Sanchez Guerra from Lindenhurst, New York. Another Long Islander. 1 ball and no strikes on him. 1 out, a runner at second, that's Davis. Price deals. Swinging that one is a little bit of a liner, and that's going to fall into center for at least 1 base. It's going to bring home Davis.
He's just
not even enough time for Root to try to make a play home, and it is 2-1.
Johnson Wales just going to hold the runner at first base, but they will bring in a run to reclaim the lead that they first took in the top of the first.
Nice little RBI single for Sanchez Guerra.
Hitter number 13,
Jack McGain, designated hitter, listed as an infielder, but he's playing DH today from Walpole, Massachusetts.
It's going to be ball one low on McGain, whose name I hope I'm not butchering. They gave us a pronunciation guide, but McGain is not on it. Jack McGain has been omitted from the pronunciation guide. I guess they supposed that was self-evident. 1-0 the count. Swinging, he puts this one in play, a little grounder. Border's going to pick it up, toss to second. The toss home for double play.
They're
going to say no.
Off. That ball was lost by Root over at first.
Throw to second's going to force out Sanchez Guerra on his way over there. But it is safe at first for McGain. So 2 outs, but a runner at first now again for the Wildcats.
If we are pronouncing his name wrong, feel free to comment.
Sorry.
I blame the PA guy because he's been saying McGain, and I've just been copying what he's been saying.
He may well be right. He may well be right. Until I'm told what's right and wrong, I'm not going to pass judgment. It's 0-1 on Obert. He doubled his first time up. Price, the pitch.
Runner goes.
Toss to second. That's
way his
too
head.
tall.
That's going to drop down center.
That's an easy second base for McGain. My guess would be E2.
Luckily, McCausland was right there to pick it up, or that could have been bad.
That could have been third base if that thing had been just outside the reach.
That's a 1-1 count.
Obert was driven in the last time he reached. Another healthy lead off second from McGain. That's going to be ball 2 to Obert. Juan on deck if Obert survives the at-bat. It's 2 balls and 1 strike on Obert.
Healthy lead over there at second.
Healthy enough that Price is going to toss back over to second to scare him onto the bag.
Price has been paying a fair bit of attention to the runners on second. He's just going to go right back and take another lead, see if Price will test him. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Wildcats down to their last strike of the inning. McGain has been successful all of the 9 times he has attempted to steal a base so far this year. 2-2 the count on Obert. Price deals, trying to close this up. Swinging, that one's got some airtime in play. McCausland's rolling back for it, and he's going to make the catch, spiraling over to the fence to retire the side.
With that and the double we saw earlier in the inning, I think the wind could play a big factor to hits in the outfield like that. That one seemed to carry for a good amount of time.
That's a lot of XBHs today.
The wind might be able to turn what would be a double into a home run the way it's been going so far.
We'll see how it goes. Right now, they're just sticking to individual runs. It's 2-1 Johnson and Wales. As we head to the Middlebury half of the second, we'll be right back with you. A quick little introduction to your Johnson & Wales field as we head to the bottom of the second. Out in the pastures from left to right, Thorin Sanchez-Guerra in left, Trevor Juan in center, and E.J. Leone in right. Around the bases left to right, Xavier Botello at third, Riley Hassan at short, Jack Obert at second, Miles Kelly at first, and it's Vining on the bump being caught by Owen Davis. 2-1 Wildcats as we head to the Middlebury half of the second.
16, Sammy Smith.
It's going to be the 6, 7, and 8 first up to visit Vining. Here's Sammy Smith. That's going to be ball one.
Smith looked like he was about to bunt there, pulled away before it could have been called a swing for ball one.
Swing on that one is popped up. It's going to land foul. Sammy Smith from Connecticut, a junior. Outfielder by trade, and that's exactly where he is. He's in right today for the Panthers. 1-1. Swinging, he fouls that one as well. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Smith. Smith comes into play today hitting .281. The pitch from Vining swinging. That one's got a little bit of airtime, but not super deep. Playable for a couple different gloves. The glove that plays it will be Trevor Juan in center for out number 1.
Now to bat, Andrew Goff.
Now batting, go shortstop, number 33, Andrew, go.
Hitting .310 on the season across 129 at-bats.
That's ball one. Andrew Goff from Lake Forest, Illinois. Out in the Chicago area. The 1-0 pitch is going to be strike one called.
I just realized the lineup card they gave me had Goff and Sammy switched.
A little bit slower action, but it's going to be a miss for ball 2. Vining, a very competent pitcher. Trying to get some of it back. That one's fouled, out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Goff. Sammy on deck. It's a 2-1 Johnson & Wales lead here in the bottom of the second. Vining deals. Swinging, that one's in play. A little bit of a bouncer. Rolling in for it is, oh, that's dropped. What an unfortunate one. Botello tried to get a grip on it and bobbled it onto the floor, and that's going to allow Goff onto first base.
Yeah, a little bit of an awkward situation for him there. It looks like one of those situations where you think about throwing it before you even have it in your glove. And he just drops it in transition before he can get the throw
Now batting,
over.
third baseman,
That's
number
going to bring
4,
up Sammy.
Nathan Sammy.
Goff will become the 3rd Johnson & Wales base runner of the game, and here's Sammy.
Nathan Sammy hitting .225 on the season. He takes strike one.
0-1 on Sammy from the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina. A runner at first, that's Goff. And Vining's going to toss over there just to get a piece of him. It's going to end up getting dropped by Kelly. But Goff's not going to press his luck. He'll stay at first. Oh, and 1 still to count on Sammy. And it's going to be a quick little timeout, a mound conference. Not a full meeting, but Davis is going to have a word. Looks like it's also Johnson & Wales head coach Kevin Casey having a word as well.
Border awaits on the on-deck circle for Middlebury. The umpire going to come up to break this one up. Looks like Davis is going to break it up anyway. So a quick little mound visit here for JWU. And Vining gets ready to go back to work against Sammy.
It's 0-1 on Sammy still. lead off of first for Goff. The pitch to Sammy.
It's a little outside, ball 1.
1 ball and 1 strike on Nate Sammy. Vining trying to keep this one in check, the 1-1.
This one high.
They're going to say is a miss.
So 2 straight balls for Vining.
Vining's already issued 2 walks in the game. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 2 on Sammy. And that's more of the kind of stuff that Vining is seeking.
It's more of the stuff he's used to as well. We talked about earlier, 92 Ks on the year.
The strikeout to walk ratio is immaculate for this guy. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Sammy. Vining deals. Little outside, little high, ball 3.
And especially,
that's going to fill it up.
Especially impressive for a freshman. Usually a freshman in his first year in the system, you expect that to be someone with a little bit of a higher ERA, and that'll just come down with experience. But he has a sub-2, which is by far the best on the team, as that one's chopped foul by Sammy.
Sammy's trying to pull as many pitches as he can out of this guy. Can't blame him.
Not a bad strategy when you get a pitcher as good as this. Might as well just work the count to your favor, tire him out quickly. Looks like Goff wanted second base on that one, so maybe he'll look to steal as Sammy hacks one foul. That one goes out of play.
It's going to be a whole lot of this. Well, Sammy the righty trying to get some extra pieces out of Vining the lefty. And now we're back in play. Full count on Sammy. Only 1 out. It's Goff at first, the runner. Vining deals the payoff pitch, swing and a miss. And that is a strikeout. Second of the day for Vining. Gives him out number 2 and nobody moves. So here's Chris Border from Fairfield, Connecticut.
200 hitter on the season.
Trying to make some magic with 2 outs and a runner at first. Vining deals. That one was nearly wild, but good defense by Davis.
A great defense by Davis, because it's looked like for a second that Goff has wanted second base. Davis was able to keep that one in front of him and stop a potential free base for Goff. He's taking a pretty decent lead out there, and he's going to go.
Rolling over to second. Goff trying to slide in. Is the throw in time? It's going to miss anyway. That was off the glove of Hassan.
Pitch was a ball as well. And that, once again, could have been trouble down there. But the ball took a good bounce and stayed in the infield. That would have been much worse because Juan is way deep out there in center field.
It's a ball and a strike on Border in the meantime. 2 outs, but now he enjoys a runner in scoring position. Vining deals, swing, and that's fouled into the floor, strike 2. Just barely got a piece of it, maybe took off a single thread. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Border. Root on deck if Border survives the at-bat. Vining deals. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And after some initial troubles, Vining ends the inning with 2 strikeouts. Johnson and Wales will take a 2-1 lead into the 3rd here at Alumni Park.
NCAA digital game program.
number 22, Trevor, 1.
Top of inning number 3 here at Alumni Park. Juan, Kelly, and Leone. The first 3 customers for Price. Johnson and Wales with a 2-1 lead, looking to build on it. That's going to be strike 1 called on Juan. Trevor Juan 0 for 1 in the game, struck out looking back in the first. Swinging, he's going to foul that one backwards. And it's a quick 2 strikes on Trevor Juan. Miles Kelly on deck. Price, the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He was way out in front of when Juan was. And that's a 3-pitch strikeout for Price.
Price knew what he wanted there, too. He shook off a couple signs before finally settling. And he gets Juan swinging.
Now batting.
Miles Kelly has one of the 3 doubles already in this game by Wildcats hitting. He'll take ball 1.
Looking at the roster sheet, I don't even want to take a stab at his hometown.
Let me have a look at this.
He's Setauket.
Setauket. He's Setauket. He's a Long Islander. 1-0 the count on him. Price works. A little off speed, a little tall. Ball 2. This is a very interesting stance that Kelly has. He's basically just standing up straight. Swinging, he fouls that one into the air, a little bit of pop-up action. Rich is rolling over to test his luck, but it's going to fall out of play. 2-1 the count on Kelly.
Definitely a unique stance that he's got going on. Kind of reminds me of Aristides Aquino, who had one of the best single months of baseball I have ever seen and then fell off the face of the earth as he takes another ball.
3-1 the count now on Kelly. You talk about open stances. This guy's stance is open vertically. 3-1 the count on him. He's working a good at-bat so far. Price swinging, that one's in play, and that's a liner into right for a base hit. The dive was not enough for Root to get it, and Kelly's on with a single.
You know, maybe that open stance is just throwing off Price there. I'm not sure he's faced anyone quite like that.
Now batting.
I'm not here to judge. Kelly's 2 for 2 today.
Hey, well, if it works, keep doing it. E.J. Leone to the plate now.
Leone's 0 for 1, but he drove in a run in the first with a sacrifice fly. 1 out and a runner at first. Price deals and hits the spot, strike 1 called. 0-1 on Leone, who swung at the first pitch he saw in this game, and that was the sac fly that drove in Obert for the first Johnson & Wales run of the game. The 0-1 swing and a miss. He's out in front of one that's low.
Absolutely fanned at that one. Price has been able to get a lot of swings and misses, as we saw in the first at-bat in the inning.
His placement's very good, but this Johnson & Wales hitting has been all over him. 0-2 the count on Leone. Price works. Off speed, trying to curve one in, but it's a no, and that's ball 1.
Good eye by Leone. Some good movement on that pitch, but didn't swing at it. Modest lead over there at first for Kelly.
Not much of one. The 1-2, swinging, he fouls that one into the floor, Leone does, and he'll stay alive at 1-2. Miles Kelly has not tried to steal a base this year. Hasn't even given it a thought. 1-2 on Leone. Price works. That one's low, almost in the floor, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Leone. Hassan is on deck. 1 out and 1 aboard. It's a 2-1 Johnson & Wales lead. Price weighs his options. And now the 2-2 pitch is not going to happen yet. He's going to give a lazy little toss over to first just to startle Kelly. Leone awaits his 2-2 pitch. Price works. Thought he grabbed the meat. That's going to be ball 3.
So a full count now here for Leon.
Collins held that one up for emphasis. 3-2 on Leon. Payoff pitch is ball 4.
Both these offenses have been working some serious at-bats on these pitchers so far. As Price takes a little bit of a walk around the mound. Riley Hassan comes to the plate. The junior from Portland, Maine.
Now batting center fielder, number 24, Kyle McCaustley.
So Kenley is bumped over to second as Leon extricates the first walk of the day from Price. And now here's Hassan. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. It was a dropped strike 3 back in the first. Swing and he fouls that one into the floor. 0-1. Only 1 out. 2 runners aboard now for the Wildcats. Hassan doing the same thing initially. He'll foul that one into the floor as well. 0-2. Hassan doing the same thing initially, where when he's in his ready stance, he's just standing up straight, like Kelly. But then when the action comes his way, he'll settle into more of a crouch. Kelly looked like he was just hitting him standing up, and it's paying dividends for him. Nothing wrong with it. Just an interesting thing to note. 0-2 the count on Hassan. Price works. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And that is strikeout number 4 on the afternoon for Price.
Xavier Botello in down. You're bound to see some strange batting stances. There are
Now
quite a few
third
unique
baseman,
ones
number 33, Xavier
across all
Botello.
levels of baseball. Xavier Botello, the righty. Pretty standard stance for him.
Botello, the righty, trying to trick a lefty here. Price works. Swing and a miss. He got him to chase one out front, and that's strike 1.
Jonathan Wales currently holds a 1-run lead, 2 runners on, 2 away, and 1 strike.
Very breezy out here today. The 0-1 to Botello. Curveball, a little too tall, ball 1. Davis, who hit a double today, is on deck if Botello survives the at-bat.
There's going to be some interesting weather throughout this tournament. I'm not quite sure we will see more than 1 game tomorrow, the way things have been forecasted so
I've heard
far.
talk of rain. It'd be a bummer. We love it here. The 1-1, swing and he fouls it into the floor. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Xavier Botello, and Alex Price is hearing some scattered words of encouragement from the crowd. Like you mentioned, these fans traveled. I mean, I know it's just Rhode Island. You know, there's certainly further flung regional tournaments, but these folks came a long ways. You've got students from all over the country, and people are still representing here today.
And there's a good amount of Middlebury merch out there as well. And anyone who's driven through Connecticut knows that is not fun.
Swing, and that one is lined right over onto the floor to Root, and he's going to win the foot race to sit down Botello and retire the side. Well, another Johnson and Wales hit, but Price is able to post his first scoreless inning of the day. It'll stay, however, 2-1 Johnson and Wales as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. 2-1 Wildcats as we head to the Panther half of the third. It's going to be the top of the order coming to see Vining again. Root, Rich, and Collins.
I'd like to apologize for saying Middlebury's Connecticut. They're actually from Vermont. You learned something new here. Still far from home for them, nonetheless.
It's going to be ball one on Root. He's 0 for 1. Another dropped strike 3 victim.
Won the foot race for the last out in the inning.
Swing, and he pops this one up. Playable for a couple different gloves. And the glove that gets it is Botello for out number 1.
Looked for a second like that might drift away from him and like he was going to lose it. He was off balance when he caught that, but a good job to stick with it and get the out.
Now batting left fielder, number 5, Alec Rich.
Rich is nothing for nothing. He took a walk his only time up so far, ended up getting driven in. Strike one grabs the low end of the zone. That was at the knees of the knees, and it's 0-1 on Rich. Vining works. Trying to grab the same spot, but that time it's a no ball 1. One and one on Alec Rich. Vining puts that one in the floor. Nobody aboard to capitalize anyway, but it was good defense by Davis. So 2 balls and 1 strike on Rich. Trying to grab the knees again, it's a no, and that's 3 straight balls after an initial strike. 3-1 now on Rich. Collins in waiting. Vining works, and this time gets the called strike 2.
He's really liked that bottom part of the zone so far in this game. That's where he's thrown a majority of his pitches, especially in this at-bat, all 5 of them in kind of the same area.
Aiden Vining already walked this fellow. He's trying to avoid doing it again, but he won't. And it is the second walk of the day for Rich.
So with that, that's going to bring up Collins.
Collins
Now
also
batting,
took a
the
walk.
catcher, number 18, John Collins.
He and Rich stole some bases together. Spent an inning as bag buddies, and it put Rich in position to get driven in. That pitch is a miss, ball 1. Rich is already taking somewhat of a lead. 1-0 on Collins. Vining deals. Another one in the floor, stopped by Davis. It's ball 2. The Middlebury dugout has a lot to say. 2 balls and no strikes on Collins. That pitch is going to hit, though. Strike 1 called.
You know, I wasn't quite sure where that sound in my headset was coming from, so I'm glad. No, that's where that is.
Your ears don't deceive you. These Panthers are not the timid sort over in the dugout. Vining will toss over to first just to scare Rich back. McCausland's on deck. Swinging that as airtime. That was loud off of Collins' bat. A little bit of space, but it's playable nonetheless for Leone, it looked like. Stand corrected, that was...
No, that what you're right.
Was it
that
Leone?
Was Leone?
I thought I saw him cross over.
Wait, they might have crossed over because now it looks like they did.
Now batting.
Let me sort this out.
The
I'm
center
real
fielder,
sure it
number
was
24,
Leone who
Kyle
crossed over and made the
McCausland.
catch. It was Leone. I'm not losing my mind. That's out number 2. Rich opted to stay at first, and now here's McCausland. He'll take strike 1.
McCausland drove in a run during his first at-bat, was out himself, but accounts for the only Middlebury run of the day.
Swing, and he pops this one up foul.
That one's going to be in the stands, right behind the stands.
I love this ballpark, but we don't exactly have the most sophisticated foul ball collection technology available. The 0-2, Rich is in motion. It's ball one, and it is an easy stolen second base for Alec Rich. That's the second time he's stolen a bag today.
Yeah, our foul ball collection, just a couple of our event staff members, actually mainly softball players out here today.
The 1-2 is low in the dirt. That's ball two. 2-2 the count on McCausland. Ball one allowed Rich to easily move into scoring position on the last pitch before that.
It's been a really uncharacteristic game for Vining so far, and I don't know what exactly we have to attribute to that. Maybe just the situation he's in.
The 2-2 swing and fouled into the fence.
Some added anxiety, but take a breath with that foul.
I can't blame him. This is a big moment.
Absolutely.
We're in the NCAA tournament.
And once again, we're talking about a freshman pitcher as well.
This is baptism by fire for Aiden Vining, and for the most part, he's been meeting the moment, truly. 2-2 the count on McCausland. He deals swinging. That's got a little bit of space out towards the left.
That's out.
It's working.
Here.
It's working. They're going to say fair ball. Just loops around the pole, and that's a 2-run homer for McCausland.
So Kyle McCausland hits one deep here. Now this opens this thing back up as Middlebury takes their first lead of the day. McCausland had 10 home runs during the regular season and posted a .767 slugging percentage, the highest of anybody on the team.
Now batting, designated hitter, number 26, Mitchell Schroeder.
He gave that one the old sideways rainbow around the foul pole. And it's 2 more runs. Middlebury's going to take a lead. Swinging, that one's got airtime off the bat of Schroeder, but it's playable. Rolling in for the catch is Leone to retire the side. And with one swing of the bat, it is Mr. Kyle McCausland who gives the Panthers a 3-2 advantage as we head to the fourth. Kyle McCausland with a big homer, and it is the Middlebury Panthers who lead 3-2 as we head to the fourth. Alex Price finally getting some run support. It'll be the bottom third of the Johnson & Wales order, his first 3 customers of the fourth.
Catcher,
Davis,
8,
Sanchez Guerra,
Davis.
and McGain. Try saying that 5 times fast. I feel bad. Davis fouled that first pitch into the floor, and it's strike 1.
And that McCausland home run, the only hit that Middlebury has on the day so far.
Davis fouls a second one out of play, and he's down 0-2.
Everyone else coming in on walks.
Davis is 1 for 1. He had a double his first time up, got driven in by Sanchez Guerra. Nothing in 2 the count on him, though. Price works and finds the spot. Davis is rung up, and he's not even going to fight it. A 3-pitch strikeout starts the fourth for Alex Price.
Now batting, left fielder, number 23, Darren Sanchez Guerra.
Torrance Sanchez Guerra drove in a run with his single back in the second. That run was Davis. He's going to try to keep the hot streak going. He'll take strike 1.
Looked for a second like he thought that one might have been inside. But
Definitely grabbed the inner edge,
Yeah, not
even
gonna
from our
argue.
sideways view. So 0-1 the count on Sanchez Guerra. Price works. That one's low. Ball 1.
it's nice having a righty batter because we can see from here
Right. Tell
where
me
the
about
ball is.
it. Usually we're in the booth and you get a bird's eye view right direct behind the batter. You can see these things clear as day. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
I could have seen that one from any angle.
But today we're down in the cart. We've got a whole full-fledged media team out here this weekend. It's really something special cooking in Bridgewater, Mass. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Sanchez Guerra. Price works. Gonna miss with ball 2.
We'll be here all weekend and potentially Monday, depending on how the weather is going to go.
They're selling merchandise, for goodness sakes, and 10 to few hundred yards from here. Merchandise. Price, the 2-2 pitch swing, and that's got a little bit of space going. It's going to arc foul.
That one right behind the, I think that one got out right behind the dugout.
It did, but it was definitely foul.
Oh, for sure foul.
Sanchez Guerra collects some new lumber.
That's just showing what the wind's going to be doing.
This is always a windy space out here at Alumni Park. This whole outdoor athletic complex is always particularly breezy, but today exceptionally so. 2-2 the count, still on Sanchez Guerra. Price works, swing, and he fouls that one. He just barely got a piece. He was out in front of it, but he scraped the leather. He's going to stay alive at 2 balls and 2 strikes. McGain on deck. Price sees a pitch he likes. Here's the 2-2. I guess he didn't like it much. Ball 3 low.
A little bit early to be talking about this, but the loser of this game will be playing Endicott at 8:30 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, we're going to be up bright and early.
Absolutely, we'll be here very early as Sanchez Guerra fouls that one out of play. And then the winner of this game will play BSU following that. BSU got the 4-2 victory, upsetting Endicott today.
BSU was going to be first in the conference. They were for a long time. Ended up slipping at the end, sinking to second, and they had to get a tournament bid out of the mud. Another payoff pitch to Sanchez Guerra. He fouls it into the floor. And Torrance Sanchez Guerra is really pulling a lot of work out of Alex Price.
He's done quite a good job of staying alive. A lot of these bats, not just him, have been long and drawn out on both sides of the ball.
Another full count pitch, and that's going to be tall. Sanchez Guerra reaches for the second time today. This time it's a walk.
Coming from all the way down in the count, too. He's able to work his way.
That's exceptional plate discipline.
Now batting designated hitter, number 13, Jack McGain.
McGain is 1 for 1. He singled his first time up. 1 out and a runner aboard. Wildcats down 3-2 though. Price works, swing and a miss, strike 1. That's the first strike on McGain today.
So Price already has thrown 60 pitches with that last pitch right there. Not too far off because Vining has thrown 59.
Price will toss over to first.
So very early into this game, and both these pitchers have their pitch counts pretty high up there.
And I think most of them were because of Sanchez Guerra,
Hey,
who he is still worried about. He tosses over to first again.
I'd like to see he drew at least 8 pitches during that at bat.
Torrance Sanchez Guerra has tried to steal 12 bases this year. He's been successful 9 of those times. The 0-1 pitch is fouled out of play, off to the right.
That one's going to touch down all the way on the track.
We got a relatively close-up view of that one here in the cart. It's 0-2 on McGain.
Softball's Riley Fitzgerald getting some work in with all those foul balls over there. Had a long day cut out for her.
Price, the 0-2 pitch, swing, and that one's going to be foul. Stays inside the fence, but it's foul, and it will still be 0-2 on McGain. The downside of where we're sitting right here along the first base line is that the only spot we can't really see past the fence and dugouts happens to be the exact spot where that foul ball landed. 0-2 on the gain.
I wasn't quite sure for a second if that went in the bullpen or what.
Swing and a miss. McGain strikes out. Second strikeout of the frame for Price. 6th of the day.
So the leadoff hitter now up, Jack Obert.
Now
He had the double
second
during
baseman,
his first
number
at-bat, the
6,
first
Jack
run to come across
Obert.
of the game.
He's 1 for 2. Played his high school ball at Plymouth South.
Price keeps checking on Sanchez Guerra. He's paid a lot of attention to the runners on the base paths during this game, and there haven't been a ton of steal attempts from Johnson Wales.
Strike one called, poured in on Obert. It's 0-1. Obert from Plymouth South, which is way the heck down in the middle of the woods if you've ever been out that way. It was a nice long winding drive. You're certainly set back at good old PSHS. The 0-1 is low. 1 ball and 1 strike now on Obert. It's a lovely leafy little area though. 1-1 the count on Obert. Sanchez Guerra with a leadoff first. Price will work. Sanchez Guerra's in motion. The toss to second. Is it going to be in time? It's going to miss. That one was destined for the glove of Border. It's going to miss.
Going
And it's
three.
going to allow Sanchez Guerra to slide into third. That pass is going to miss. 2 tremendous errors. Sanchez Guerra only bothers to capitalize on one of them.
For a second, I'm not quite sure he realized how far that was in center. He hesitated a second to go from second to third. But he's going to slide in there safe. His jersey's a little bit dirty now. And now there's a runner in scoring position for Johnson Wales. So they could answer back and tie this game.
2
Just
outs.
a swing of a bat from Obert.
2 outs, but a man 90 feet away. It's 2-1 on Obert. That pitch is in the floor for ball 3. And Obert 1 ball away from runners at the corners for the Wildcats.
Good job of John Collins to stay in front of that. One gets behind him, and Sanchez Guerra could be coming home.
Man on deck is Trevor Wan, and he struck out twice so far. 3 balls and 1 strike on Obert. Price works. That's a near miss. And it is indeed a base by balls for Obert.
So now Johnson Wales has runners at the corner. And into the plate comes number 22, Trevor Juan, as you said, struck out twice.
Juan has struck out twice today, once looking, once swinging, and he's trying to avoid a golden sombrero.
To add to that, it's only the top of the 4th.
Swing, and he puts that one in play. Is that a fair ball or foul? Fair ball. And that is a quick little RBI single. Trevor Juan turns the, well, he flips the script, as it was, turns the tables.
Nathan Sammy did a great job corralling that one over at third, but not before Sanchez Guerra, who had a pretty decent lead, was able to come home. And now 2 on, 2 away, tie game.
Miles Kelly.
And Miles Kelly comes up.
All of a sudden, Torrance Sanchez Guerra's stolen bases are huge. Trevor Juan drives him in, and it's a tie game again at 3. Kelly's 2 for 2 today. He'll take strike 1.
John Collins has done, now I don't know if this is him or the middle of the infield, but he's done a good job defensively behind the dish, but when it's come to try to throw runners out, he has not had the greatest accuracy. A couple have trickled into the outfield. Of course, last time Cosland was able to get behind it, but Sanchez Guerra early in this inning
That pitch is low for ball 1, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
was able to take
Kelly.
2 bases.
The man from East Setauket enjoys runners at first and second. That's Juan and Obert, respectively. 1-1 the count on him. Price deals. Pours it in for strike 2 called. Price is trying to finally close this up after another run slips through. 1-2 the count now on Kelly. 2 outs. The 2 runners aboard. Kelly works. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. It's the third strikeout of the inning, and it comes at an opportune time, but not before Trevor Wan turns his day around to drive in a run and tie this thing back up. As we head to the bottom of the fourth, tied at 3 between the Johnson and Wales Wildcats and the Middlebury Panthers. These two teams are grinding it out against each other. Tie game at 3-all as we head to the Middlebury half of the fourth. Smith, Goff, and Sammy will be the first three up to visit Vining, who will start this inning out with his 60th pitch. It's a bunt for Smith, and the toss to first is in time for out number one. That was Botello who took him down.
There's just a batter in between Sammy Smith and Nathan Sammy. I'm surprised I haven't found a way to mess that one up yet. But
now batting the shortstop, number 33,
with
Andrew
that,
Goff.
Andrew Goff comes up to the plate. He reached base during his last at-bat.
Reached on an error, but then stole a base. He's going to take ball one. Tie game between these two. They've been trading runs all day. Vining works, trying to keep it off speed, but it's set too low. 2 balls on Andrew Goff. Nathan Sammy on deck. Vining works and gets the strike called. 2-1. Goff getting words of encouragement from the Middlebury dugout. Not a shock there. The 2-1 hits the floor.
Bounce right in front of him.
It's 3 balls and 1 strike on Goff. Vining trying to keep his cool. The pitch. That's up and away. For the second time today, Goff reaches, and neither one a hit. 1 on and 1 gone brings up Nathan Sammy, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
Number 4, Nathan Sammy.
So Vining hoping he can start to lock things down a little bit here in the fourth. He'll toss over to first.
Vining's reached 64 pitches in the bottom of the fourth.
Swing and a miss from Sammy. He went golfing. It's 0-1.
Vining 74.
Story of the day has been batters pulling a whole lot of pitches. That one's in the floor. Running to second is Goff. He's going to slide in because the toss over was too far away.
Oh, his second stolen base and just as many trips to the base path on the day for Goff. Now Sammy enjoys an even count.
Goff with 2 stolen bases just this afternoon. The 1-1 finds the spot strike 2 called on Sammy. So 1 ball and 2 strikes on him now. Vining works, but that one's low. 2-2 on Sammy. Border is on deck. Getting very breezy out here. Certainly this has got to be affecting both these pitchers. Vining's 2-2 pitch. Hits the floor again. It is stopped very well by Davis, who's played a whole lot of good defense in terms of keeping balls from escaping. It's a full count on Sammy, though. He's trying to reach for the first time today. Runner at second and only 1 out. Vining works. That's low.
There's kind of 2 different stories going on with these pitchers. Vining's thrown a lot of balls. That's why his pitch count's so high. And on the other hand, Price has just been worked in at-bats, battling the hitters. We saw Sanchez Guerrero just a little bit ago go through a multi-pitch at-bat with him. Got up over 8 pitches during that at-bat.
That was Vining's 5th walk, fifth walk of the day, excuse me. Swing and a miss for strike 1 on Border. 5th walk of the day by Aiden Vining, which really, truly, if you look at the numbers,
shocking.
He's not that guy. He is incredible when it comes to the strikeout to walk ratio. He does not walk very many at all. The 0-1 swing, and that one's in play. Got a little bit of space. Playable out towards center. It's going to fall for at least 1 base. Trying to rumble around. No one's coming in to score, but it will load them up. Quick little single by Border. Puts Goff at third, Sammy at second. And the bases are loaded with only 1 out for the Panthers.
Now batting, first baseman, number 15, Bo.
Yeah, that one could have been trouble. On the throw back in, that kind of bounced off the glove of Hassan. But they held all the runners to load the bases.
Root's getting a lot of cheers. He's 0 for 2 on the day, though, looking to capitalize with the bags full. He'll take ball 1.
And still, that was just the 2nd hit we've seen out of Middlebury today. So as you said, 5 walks on the day for Vining. That's where a majority of these base runners have came from.
One of those hits was a 2-run homer, so. Swing, and that one is in play. Bounces right over. Kelly toss to first, toss back. Going to be safe at first. And the run will score. That was Goff rumbling across. Panthers take the lead back 4-3.
So now Alex Rich comes up with 2 outs, 2 on,
now
runners at the corners.
Fielder, number 5, Alec Rich.
Border was forced out on the attempted double play, but Root was safe at first. So it's 2 outs now for the Panthers.
Middlebury's reclaimed the lead here in the bottom of the 4th, looking to tack some more on. As Vining deals to Rich, ball 1 outside.
Rich is 0 for 0 in 2 at-bats. He just keeps taking walks, and he keeps getting driven in, and he keeps stealing bags. And he hasn't even needed any contact to do it. His plate discipline has been the name of the game. Case in point, he takes a near miss for ball 2.
You know, as long as you're getting on base one way or another, you're having a positive impact on your team, and he certainly has so far today.
2 outs and runners at the corners for Middlebury. Vining deals, swing and a miss, strike 1 on Rich. I'm rocking with the mustache, to be honest with you.
It's a good look for him.
I like it. It's very Nestor Cortez. 2-1 the count on Rich.
You know what it is? He's got the same kind of thing going on.
Great minds think alike. 2 balls and 1 strike on Rich. Vining deals. He takes a near miss again for ball 3. Rich is just dialed in when it comes to taking pitches that are outside the zone. Toss over to first. Not going to get Root. It's Root at first. Sammy at third. 2 outs for the Panthers. Toss from Vining is tall, and it is the 3rd walk of the day taken by Rich.
So John Collins to the plate now. He's just taking off some of his catcher's gear. Wasn't quite sure if he was going to get up in this inning. But here he comes following Alec Rich's third walk.
Walk's going to move.
Now batting.
Sorry.
Oh, you're all set.
Walk's going to move Root over to second, and the bases are loaded yet again, this time with 2 outs. Collins is 0 for 1. He's also taken a walk. Sammy at third, Root at second, Rich at first. Vining deals. Swinging, that one's in play, and that's going to get lined into center. That's at least 1 run, and they're thinking 2. Into score is Sammy. Into score is Root. Rich gets bumped all the way over to third. The toss, but tagged out on the base paths is Collins. He drives in a couple runs, but then gets too big for his britches and becomes out number 3. But my, what an inning.
May be limited due to a road race in the area. Additional parking
So 2 runs driven in on the play by Collins. And after 4 full, it is Middlebury with a more formidable 7-3 lead over Johnson and Wales.
Due to a road race going on in the area. Additional parking will be at the Hooper lot, bit further south, so will lead you to that location. Thank you. Leading off, the right fielder, number 18,
E.J. Leone steps into the batter's box to lead things off here for Johnson and Wales in the top of the 5th. As he takes strike 1.
A correction on the score, I goofed there for a moment. It was 1 run that was driven in by Collins on the play. So it is 6-3 Middlebury. That's ball 1 to Leone, 1-1. Well, Collins drove in the run. He swung, and he swung hard, took one right out into center, but then got forced out at second and became out number 3.
Definitely got to say that was an interesting decision to try to stretch 2 out of that one. See, the third base coach and Alec Rich were not too pleased with that decision, but they still hold a three-run lead here.
The run that was driven in was Root. Excuse me, Sammy. No, excuse me one more time. Let me get back to you on that. I'm doing math in my scorebook here. It's still 1-2.
You know, there's a lot going on today.
It's windy and it's a busy day. Swing and fouled into the floor by Leone again.
Price is now approaching his 80th pitch of the day. A majority of them have been strikes, so he's had a good game.
He's having a good game and he's getting a lot of run support. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Leone.
I'd honestly really appreciate it if the website I'm looking at would update, but it still hasn't.
It did the same thing to me.
Pitches.
It did the same thing to me. 1-2 on Leone. Price works. That's low, ball 2. Well, Leone is 0 for 1 today, but it's been a productive 0 for 1. He drove in a run with a sac fly in the first. He took a walk in the third. That's going to be strike 3 called. Leone doesn't know what the heck that was about. He's protesting. Smile of disbelief, and he's going to be out number 1.
Some disapproving words to the ump as he works back,
Now batting,
walks back to the
shortstop,
plate.
number 9, Riley
That's going to bring up
Hassan.
number 9, Riley Hassan, the shortstop.
Leone's parting message was, "That's out, Blue."
So it's finally updated. Alex Price has now thrown 81 pitches, 55 of which have been for strikes. However, I'm sure that there are some players on Johnson Wales, as we just saw, who'd like a word.
He has 8 strikeouts.
His hat came off on that one.
They're resetting the whole scoreboard.
Price's hat just came off his head. Just to give you guys an example of how windy it is. Luckily, we are protected in the cart, so you can't hear that through our mics. 'Cause that one's high.
I believe that's 3-0 on Hassan, but I could be wrong. Yes? They're resetting the whole outside scoreboard here. Somebody must have pressed a button and gotten in trouble.
Now
3
they-
balls and no strikes on Hassan.
Now they got to go through each frame one by one as Hassan walks.
1 out and 1 on. And here's Botello. He's 0 for 2
Now
on the
batting,
day.
third baseman, number 33, Xavier Botello.
Well, the score is 6-3 Middlebury. Johnson and Wales led early, but the Panthers have come roaring back. Here's the pitch to Botello. A little slower.
Now the
Didn't hit.
scoreboard's all set.
Slowly but surely wins the race.
Time called and a mound visit here.
Well, Price and his 8 strikeouts. He's had a very solid day, but the pitch count's getting high like you mentioned. He just walked Hassan in 4 pitches.
Might need to pop some ibuprofen after that one. It looks like there's no one in the pen. There's someone kind of near the
Someone's
edge.
loitering. We're hearing the man stretching.
Number 27, which would be Henry Gustafson. He posted, and 46 is moving around there as well.
Gustafson from Southborough, and 46 is Fleming.
26.
26, excuse me, I misheard you badly.
Correction, that is...
Mitchell Schroeder.
That,
26.
that cannot be right.
That cannot be right. We'll get back to you on these numbers. Gosh, it's 2 balls and no strikes on Botello. Swing, and he's going to foul that one out of play.
Mitchell Schroeder is actively playing in the field.
Maybe he's thinking Shohei.
Oh, I'm sorry, he's DHing, so there could be a possibility.
We'll get back to you on this. This is a mess. 2 balls and 1 strike on Botello. He's going to take ball 3.
Fortunately, we left the binoculars in the press box.
No, we have binoculars right here.
Oh, we do.
Our wonderful folks producing this. Take a look, we'll see when this at-bat's complete. Swinging, that one's going to be in play. Comes right back over to Price. He'll make the toss to second. Toss to first. Can they turn DP? No. They will, however, cut Hassan down on his way to second, and it is 2 out. Botello aboard with the single, though. That's his first hit of the day. He's on for the first time, and now here's Davis.
Now batting, the catcher, number 8, Owen Davis.
Someone's walking out of the pen right along.
The man stretching
left
is
field fence.
27. Final answer, number 27. I see Henry Gustafson involved there. Davis swings and misses.
And
Strike 1.
Schroeder was back there as well, so that wasn't incorrect. He's walking to the dugout. I'm not quite sure why he was in the pen, if they wanted to have him
Man,
get ready.
I couldn't
or
even
what.
tell you. Nothing in 1 on Davis. 2 out. That one's a little bit tall on him for ball 1. What better time to start playing with your positions and reassigning guys than the NCAA tournament?
Better time than ever.
No time like the present. 1 ball and 1 strike on Davis. Price works. That one's low in the floor. Picked up and saved by Collins. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs for the Wildcats. Botello is at first. He singled his way there. Middlebury with a 6-3 lead here in the top of the 5th. 2-1 pitch swing, and he gives that one some space, and that's going to fall fair into left for at least one base and maybe more. Rumbling around is Botello. He's going to get held up at third, and it's a neat little stand-up double for Davis to put 2 runners in scoring position.
That was pretty much the same hit we saw from Jack Obert to lead this one off. The same exact kind of curve out down there and left, and it looks like Gustafson's just picked up his glove, and he's going to start to throw. He was previously just stretching.
Number 23, Darren.
But we might have some action in the pen.
2 outs, but it's 2 runners in scoring position for Sanchez Guerra, who's 1 for 1 today. He's driven in a run. He's also taken a walk. Johnson and Wales trying to fuel a comeback. Sanchez Guerra would be the tying run. He's going to take ball 1. McGain on deck, should it come to that, would represent the go-ahead run. 1-0 the count on Sanchez Guerra. Price works. Swing, and Sanchez Guerra fouls it back.
Sanchez Guerra has really had some tough at-bats against Price. That was Price's 95th pitch of the game.
Oh, he pulled an absolutely grueling walk out of him in the last inning.
He's making him fight every single pitch. And I could not see Price going much longer. He's done a good job at mitigating damage, but he has thrown quite a few pitches.
Swing and a foul tip, strike 2. Price is closing in on 100 pitches. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Torren Sanchez Guerra. 2 outs, 2 runners in scoring position. Price deals. That one's tall, ball 2. He's trying to throw a curveball. Got a lot of ball and not a lot of curve, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Action's really picked up in the pen. Gustafson's throwing with a catcher now.
The runners are Botello at third and Davis at second. The 2-2 pitch. Near miss, ball 3.
And once again, Sanchez Guerra with a fantastic at-bat.
This is his second full count of the day. And last time it ended, in a walk. Price the payoff pitch. Upstairs, ball 4.
So once again, it will end in a walk, and that brings up McGain.
Bases are loaded with 2 outs. McGain is 1 for 2. It's a single and a strikeout for him today.
Get a quick mound visit between Collins and Price. And in all honesty, I think Price is going to have to finish this inning off. They haven't had action going on for too long.
Yeah.
They'd be kind of just throwing Gustafson into the fire.
He's just started going.
Now batting, designated hitter, number 13, Jack McGain.
So McGain DHing at the bottom of the order today. Again, 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Gustafson warming for the Panthers for the next inning. Price deals, and that's low, ball 1.
Bases loaded and 2 outs for McGain. His team's down by 3, so he represents the go-ahead run. They have out-hit Middlebury by more than double, but they have also issued more walks.
It's 1-0 on McGain. Price deals. Swing, and that's in play. That's a little bouncer. That's going to escape everybody. Bouncing over into center, and that's 2 runs coming in to score. Rumbling in. And Johnson and Wales not going down without a fight. They trim the Panther lead to 1. 1 swing of the bat from McGain makes this a 6-5 game. Runs that came across were Botello and Davis.
Goff laid out trying to get that one, but was a little bit off target. Jack Obert, the leadoff hitter.
Jack Obert.
Was a really good piece of hitting by McGain.
So Obert steps up now.
Sanchez Guerra moved over to second in the middle of the action. McGain is at first, and with 2 outs, Johnson and Wales is orchestrating quite a comeback so far. That's strike one called on Obert. Middlebury still leads, but that lead has had a large amount of it sawn off. 6-5 Panthers. Ball one on Obert. This is the first multi-run inning of the day for the Wildcats. 1 ball and 1 strike on Obert. 2 outs, runners at second and first. Price is desperate for a pitch he recognizes, and now he takes one. The 1-1 pitch. Swing fouled into the floor, 1-2. Wildcats are again down to their last strike of the inning, but that hasn't scared them yet. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Obert.
And with the top of the order, he's definitely someone who can put the ball in play. We saw him do that with a double during his first at-bat. As Price takes a second to gather himself in between pitches.
Here's the 1-2, swing, and that's in play. Right over to Border, he'll pick it up and make the toss to first to Root to at last retire the side. Well, Johnson and Wales trying to make this one a game to remember. They tack 2 more runs onto the board and cut the Middlebury lead to 1. 6-5 Panthers as we head to the bottom of the 5th here in Bridgewater.
Their contribution.
The Bridgewater Regional continues. Middlebury with a 6-5 lead as we head to the Middlebury half. The bottom of the 5th. McCausland, Schroeder, and Smith will be the first 3 up to visit Vining. Vining works. McCausland pops it up. Playable for a couple different gloves. The glove rolling in for it and making the catch after a little bit of movement is Obert for out number 1. One pitch, 1 swing, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th.
Now batting, designated hitter, number 26, Mitchell Schroeder.
It was McCausland who hit that big 2-run homer back in the 3rd. Here's Schroeder now. It was 0 for 2, but it's been a loud 0 for 2. He has flied out to right. Both times he's been up, he'll take ball 1. Vining deals. That one's going to be escaping the glove of Davis, and it's 2-0.
Despite Vining getting his pitch count out there, there's nobody in the Johnson Wales pen. At least nobody that I can see from this angle.
Ball 3 a near miss. 3-0 the count on Schroeder. Well, Vining started to pick up some run support in the top half of this inning. Johnson and Wales posted 2 more runs. The 3-0 pitch is a near miss for ball 4.
I gotta say, for a school from Vermont, there are quite a few Middlebury fans out there. As you
people have traveled. People have really traveled.
D3 travels well. Of course, this is a very, very special occasion. We have NCAA imagery all over the field. Here's
Smith, who's 0 for 2.
It's really cool to see how this all came together. This one bounces out in front of the catcher. Ball 1.
I mean, you see this a lot, even during the regular season here at Bridgewater. I know I can speak to whenever they were playing opponents, no matter how far or near they were, folks really traveled. People really turn out for these teams, and I think that's a great thing.
I think that's absolutely a great thing for people showing passion for their schools, no matter what division it is.
Families, friends, alumni, they are deeply passionate about these programs. The 1-0 pitch to Smith. They're going to say is a miss, ball 2. 6 straight balls now charged to Aiden Vining.
There's someone throwing in the pen now for Johnson and Wales. As you said, we're blocked by their dugout, so we can't really see who it is or what exactly the situation is. All I see is 2 white hats and a ball being thrown around.
Word of the officials is that Smith did not offer on that check swing, and it's 3-0. Vining deals. Low, ball 4. And Aiden Vining issues back-to-back 4-pitch walks. Moves Schroeder along to second.
Now batting, shortstop.
So no out,
33,
excuse me,
Andrew,
1 out.
Go.
1 out and 2 runners aboard. And here's Andrew Goff, who's nothing for nothing, reached on an error and then took a walk. He's stolen 2 bases today, too. Swing, and he gives this one some space out towards center. Juan working back for it, and he'll make the catch for the second out, and all the runners will hold.
For a second, they looked like they might have sent a runner, and it looks like
they were about
now
to.
Batting,
it looked like, I thought at least, that he might have been able to get in there.
Sammy.
Schroeder had designs on third. He had to pivot on a dime to make it back to second, but he did. 2 on, 2 gone. Here's Sammy, who's 0 for 1. He's also taken a walk.
Schroeder, not a bad runner either. That one strike 1.
Sammy struck out in his first at-bat, then took a walk and ended up coming home to score back in the 4th. Vining deals.
Almost got a piece of his right leg.
That was inside, to say the least, and it's 1-1. 2 outs. Schroeder, the runner at second. Smith, the runner at first. 1 ball and 1 strike on Sammy. Vining, the pitch. Low, ball 2. Well, Vining's been spending the day trying to grab the lower edge of the zone, sometimes successfully, sometimes not. And when they've bounced into the dirt, it's been some great defense behind the plate from Davis that has really kept things from going awry. Swing, and that one's in play, and that's going to be right over, however, to Hassan. He'll make the toss to second to force out Smith and retire the side. A scoreless inning for Aiden Vining. He loves those for sure. Johnson and Wales, however, remains down 1 run as we head to the 6th.
And it looks like Alex Price is taking the mound again, and he's gone up over 100 pitches. Looks like Gustafson, for the meantime, is going to stay in the bullpen. So an interesting situation here in the Bridgewater Regional, as Price stays out to start the 6th. So we're now getting word the man moving around in Johnson Wales' pen is number 35, Justin Markell, the sophomore pitcher from San Diego,
Leading
California.
off, number 22, Trevor Juan.
Trevor Juan to lead off things for Johnson and Wales. They started to rally back late in the 5th, brought the game within 1. And Price now with 106 pitches.
He's thrown triple digits. Panthers have decided they're comfortable with him throwing more. That's going to be strike one called on Juan. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count on Trevor Juan, who's 1 for 3. 2 strikeouts, but then an RBI single.
Gustafson's still moving around in their bullpen.
Juan gives that one space out towards center, and it is going to just escape the reach of McCausland. Juan is thinking extra bases. He's thinking even more bases. 3 is the magic number for him, and he's going to slide in safe. Trevor Juan slides like a penguin for third base. And after initially some struggles in the box, he's had an RBI single and now a triple.
Now batting, first
To pick
baseman,
that back
number
up,
28, Miles
Gustafson's still
Kelly.
in the pen, so at any sign of danger, and there's some sign of danger now, but at any greater sign of danger, I'm sure they'll look to go to him as he's still warming up. This brings up Kelly.
There have been 4 extra base hits on the day for the Wildcats as ball 1 is in the dirt. 4 extra base hits on the day. One of them was the triple Juan just hit, and another one of them was a first inning double by Kelly. He's 2 for 3 on the day. 1-0 is the count. Swing and a miss. Had a really low one. He went golfing for strike 1.
Jackson Atwood has got started as well. And it looks like he's completely replaced Gustafson out there.
Two balls and 1 strike now on Kelly.
And it looks like and he just put his glove down. I'm not sure how much longer Price has left in him. He's reached well over 100 pitches as that one's chopped foul.
Kelly puts it in the ground. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Yeah, Price has thrown a lot today.
Grimacing as he caught that ball.
More power to him if he can muscle his way through this. 2-2 is the count on Kelly. Leone on deck. Price works. Swing, and that's in the air. Cutting its way out, and that's going to fall into left for a base hit. Rolling in to score is Juan, and it's an RBI single for Kelly. First run he's driven in today. And Johnson and Wales ties this thing up, 6 runs all.
And that's going to do it for Price, or at least I'd suspect. It looks like it will, as there's now a mound visit, and it looks like Atwood's going to be coming from the bullpen into the game. Leone. Oh, they're going
with Gustafson after all.
So they had just started to get Atwood moving around.
And then they fooled us. So it's Henry Gustafson, the junior from Southborough, but played his high school ball at Deerfield Academy. And he will be taking over on the bump for the Panthers.
If I had to
Tied at
assume,
6.
If I had to assume, I'd say Atwood's a lefty, and they decided to go with a righty, but I'm not quite sure. Henry Gustafson does have some good stats to talk about. A 2.30 ERA on the season. That is absolutely fantastic. And he'll come in with 1 on, no out here in the 6th.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now on the mound for the Middlebury Panthers, number 27, Henry Gustafson.
Now batting, right fielder, number 18, E.J. Leone.
Henry Gustafson and his .230 ERA will be tasked with facing off against Leone. That's a bouncer, wild pitch. Is going to easily move Kelly over to second. One and 0 on Leone.
So Middlebury enjoyed a 3-run lead for a while, and things are all tied up now.
Leone's 0 for 2 on the day, but he's driven in a run and he's taken a walk. This is at bat number 4 for him. Gustafson deals swing, and Leone fouls it into the fencing.
You could
One
hear
ball,
that
one strike.
one. Hear that one through the headset, just right in front of us.
We have a very narrow window wherein a foul ball could potentially become a souvenir for us. Perhaps Leone will find that window, perhaps not. 1 ball and 1 strike on him. Gustafson deals. That's ball 2.
I got my glove in my car. I might have to bring that tomorrow if we're in the same position.
Well, there's no glove for me. I'm just taking the broken nose, if that happens. 2 balls and 1 strike on Leone. Gustafson works. Swing, and that's a bouncer in play. Comes right over to Sammy. He'll make the toss to first for the out.
Great defensive stop by Sammy, corralling that one on the run and getting it in transition over to first base to make that out.
It's scary enough. All that movement, he legged it out. But he was able to hold Kelly at second.
And right on target for Root as well. Riley Hassan steps into the box now.
Hassan's 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts, but he's also taken a walk. Gustafson works. That's ball 1. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Gustafson deals, swing, and Hassan fouls it back, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike now. So Price's day, 118 pitches, 72 of them for strikes, 8 strikeouts, 5 walks, 6 runs, 5 of them earned. That's ball 2 to Hassan. Hassan trying to follow the Trevor Wan pattern of 2 strikeouts followed by 2 productive at-bats. The 2-1 swing, and Hassan fouls it backwards. It's 2-2 on him. Xavier Botello's on deck. Gustafson works. And that's a miss. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Hassan. Gustafson was trying to grab the edge of the zone. Counts full. The payoff pitch. Swing, and Hassan fouls it off.
Third pitch fouled off by Hassan, all in the same direction, right over the backstop and out of play.
Riley Hassan, counting this game, has taken 15 walks this year. Gustafson, another 3-2. Near miss, ball 4.
So make that 16. He really put Gustafson right to work as the first at-batter he faced. Second at-bat. I'm sorry.
It's 1 out, but 2 runners aboard.
Now batting, third baseman, number 33.
There's Kelly.
Xavier Botello.
Price is responsible for Kelly. Gustafson is responsible for Hassan. Here's Botello, who is 1 for 3 with a single.
Still
Gustafson deals, swing, and that's popped up. Looks like it's going to end up out of play. Nothing in 1.
Still just 1 out for Johnson and Wales. They have some room to work with a runner in scoring position.
The 0-1 pitch to Botello. Swing, and he lines that one right over. They're going to try to turn DP, and the DP is good. A catch him out, throw him out DP by Border seals up the inning. Not before Johnson and Wales ties this thing up, though. A leadoff triple by Trevor Wan puts him in great position to be driven in by Kelly. And the Wildcats come back to tie this thing up as we head to the bottom of the 6th. This game is tied at 6. Aiden Vining has thrown 94 pitches through 5 innings of work. He's likely to cross 100 here in the bottom of the 6th.
Leading off, the second
And he'd like to keep this a tie game.
Chris Berger.
Tied up at 6 between the Johnson and Wales Wildcats and the Middlebury Panthers. Here's Border. Swing, and he puts that one into the air. Playable. Wan's underneath it to make the catch for out number 1. It was Border who executed that neat little double play to retire the side in the top of this inning.
A quick first out for him today.
Now batting first baseman at number 15.
That's going to bring up Bo Root.
Root is 1 for 3.
Another part of that double play. He's been at first today. And he'll take ball 1.
He's going to take ball 1. Vining tried to hang one there.
Some mixed emotions from the stands on that one.
The 1-0 pitch. This time they're going to say grabs at 1 ball and 1 strike. So Root 1 for 3. A strikeout, a pop-up, and a single. That one's in the dirt for ball 2. Vining the 2-1 pitch, swing, and that one is a little bouncer right over to Kelly, but he's going to bobble it. And it is an easy trip to first for Root. Kelly tried to get a grip on it, but lost it.
So into the box now, Alec Rich. And he has 3 walks
Now batting the
on
left
the
fielder,
day.
number 5, Alec Rich.
He's given Vining some trouble.
Kelly tagged with the error on that play, so Root reaches on the E3, and here's Rich. The walk machine, who's been pulling 3 walks today. He's going to take strike 1. Alec Rich has pulled 3 walks out of a man who had thrown, I think, just 11 walks coming into the game. Yes. Root's in motion. The toss to second. Is the tag good? Got him. Root's caught stealing. And that's 2 outs. Good toss by Davis. And the defense behind home plate catches up with Root.
So the count now 0-2 for Rich.
And 2 outs now.
He has not been behind in many counts at all today as he fouls that one out of play down around right field.
Still nothing in 2. Vining works. That's ball 1. I think if Vining can sit Rich down one way or another, it'll exercise some demons here for him in this game. Timeout, and Davis is going to have a word with Vining. Not a full mound visit, but a little bit of a procedural consultation. Just a quick, how do you do? You got this.
I'm sure in the back of his head, Vining knows he's walked Rich 3 times.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Rich.
I don't think many pitchers wouldn't be aware of something like that.
Vining seeks his first strikeout since the second. Swing, and that's fouled out of play. Rich will stay alive at 1 and 2. Collins is on deck if Rich survives the at-bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Nobody aboard after Root was caught stealing.
Incoming Vining's 100th pitch, and it's going to be a strikeout.
Big swing, big miss, big strikeout. Make it 4 of those on the day for Aiden Vining. And he'll seal up the inning scoreless, his second consecutive scoreless inning. Johnson and Wales and Middlebury remain tied at 6 after 6 full frames.
You know, I'd just like to say I said that was Vining's 100th pitch, but of course the website was behind, and I just found out it was his 105th.
These 2 starting pitchers, Vining for Johnson and Wales and Price for Middlebury, both worked a ton today, both pressed into triple figures. Just really some great work by both of them. And I mean, it shows on the scoreboard there's been a lot of scoring, but it's gone both ways.
Absolutely, it's gone both ways. 2 different stories for the offenses, though. Middlebury still held to 3 hits from Vining on the day, as we've been saying. A lot of uncharacteristic walks for him today. And Johnson Wales has gotten 10 hits off Gustafson and Price combined.
Another arm warming for Middlebury College, number 30, Andrew Gatland, the senior from Illinois. But it is Gustafson taking the mound for the Panthers here in the 7th.
They've had quite a few guys warming their pens so far. Action still continues in Johnson and Wales, which makes a lot of sense, especially with Vining up over 100 now.
So it's the bottom third of the order.
Owen.
Swinging, that's fouled up the first baseline by Owen Davis.
Owen Davis, right past the NCAA logo.
Davis, Sanchez Guerra, and McGain. The 7-8-9 will be the first 3 up, visiting Gustafson here in the 7th. Gustafson, the 0-1, swing, and that's popped up. Playable for a couple different gloves. The glove looking for it is Rich, and he'll make the catch for out number 1.
So Sanchez Guerra, he's got a couple of walks today in his last at-bats, and he had worked Price deep into both of those.
1 for 1 with a single. Of course, you mentioned the 2 walks. It's his first meeting with Gustafson in this game, though. Gustafson works, and that's strike 1 called. So nothing in 1 on Torren Sanchez Guerra. 1 out and nobody aboard here in the top of the 7th.
He takes strike 1, evening the count now. He has been a tough customer for this Middlebury team to handle.
Gustafson trying to find his number. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swing, and Sanchez Guerra fouls it into the fencing behind him.
A familiar sight today.
Torren Sanchez Guerra has pulled some really excruciating at-bats out of Middlebury pitching today. First Price, and now he's trying to do the same to Gustafson, but he swings and misses at strike 3. And for the first time today, Torren Sanchez-Guerra will fail to reach.
Maybe a little bit of envy from Alex Price that he couldn't get that to go during his battles with Guerra.
Well, when one door
Now batting,
closes,
the
another
designated
opens.
hitter, number 13, Jack McGain.
Here's McGain. 2 for 3. He's driven in a couple runs today. Swing, and he puts this one into space. That's going to fall into right for a base hit. Slick little liner will put McGain on for the 3rd time today. He's hit his way there every time. So the 2-out single puts a runner on for
Now
the
batting,
Wildcats.
second baseman, number 6,
Jack Obert
Jack
comes
Obert.
to the plate.
Obert is 1 for 3. It was a double to lead off. He's also taken a walk today. That's going to be ball 1.
That double coming in the first inning. First hit of the game. So he has not got a hit since then. As Gustafson's going to check on the runner at first.
He set a tone. It's been extra base city for the Wildcats today, but the only home run of the game belongs to Kyle McCausland of the Panthers. 1-0 is the count on Obert. Gustafson deals, and that one's tall for ball 2.
In that McCausland home run, there was no doubt about whether that was out of the park or not. The only doubt was whether it was fair.
And it was. Just wrapped it around the left field foul pole. It was a great piece of hitting by McCausland back then. Strike 1 called.
Just see Juan staring helplessly as that one soared over his head. Got right by the foul pole down in left.
The 2-1. Gustafson deals, and that one's going to be a bit high again. So 3-1 is the count on Obert, who's already taken a walk in the game. That walk was issued to him by Price. 2 outs. The runner at first is McGain. Gustafson deals. McGain's in motion, swing, and it's a foul ball. Obert evens, or I should say fills up the count. It's 3-2. Two outs. McGain at first. Gustafson would like to seal up this inning. Getting some words of encouragement from the stands. The payoff pitch. McGain's in motion again. That's going to be a foul tip for strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Henry Gustafson putting on a bit of a light show on the mound on the Panthers' behalf. And he will keep this thing tied up as we head to the bottom of the 7th. 6-all between the Johnson and Wales Wildcats and the Middlebury Panthers here at the Bridgewater Regional. The road to the 2023 NCAA Division III Baseball Championship, and boy, has it been a fun drive so far.
So Vining remains out on the mound for Johnson Wales. He's thrown 105 pitches so far.
Durability has been the name of this guy's game today.
18, John Collins.
And it looks like whatever was going on in the Johnson Wales bullpen has now stopped.
Collins, McCausland, and Schroeder, the first 3 up to visit Vining here in the bottom of the 7th, and strike 1 called, poured in on Collins. This game is tied up, and it has been tied at 6 between the Wildcats and the Panthers. Panthers are up to bat now. Swing, and that's popped up off the bat of Collins. Playable for a couple different gloves, then look at it and reason it's out of play. 0-2 is the count on John Collins. Kyle McCausland, the home run hitter, the only home run of the day so far, is on deck. So Vining really going deep into this game, going deep into the pitch count. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. He's north of 100, but you wouldn't know it with an at-bat like that.
Kyle McCausland, as you said,
Now
had
batting,
that home
center
run
fielder, number
to
24,
Middlebury's first
Kyle
lead of the
McCausland.
game.
He's 1 for 3, but when the one is a home run and two of the others, or one of the two others, I should say, is a sacrifice fly for an RBI, that's really not that bad a day at all. Vining deals, and that's going to be a bit low. It's ball 1.
No one can complain about a 3 RBI day.
Goodness no. 2-run homer McCausland whacked in the 3rd. Swing, and he gives this one some space. Working back for it is 1, and he'll make the catch just in front of the warning track for out number 2.
Wind's kind of calmed down here a little bit. And Mitchell Schroeder comes in now.
Schroeder's 0 for 2. He's also taken a walk today.
Now batting, designated hitter, number 26, Mitchell Schroeder.
It's a loud 0 for 2. He's flied out to right both times. Most recently was that walk. 2 out, nobody on for the Panthers. Vining deals. Swing and a miss. No, I stand corrected. The angle fooled me. He held up on a check swing, just barely. Good hold up. And it was 1-0. I'm just at a disadvantageous angle with the fence. He held up on that one, but they're going to call a strike.
2 arms moving in the bullpen for Middlebury.
So 1 ball and 1 strike on Schroeder. He held up on check swings on both, but one of them was a well-placed pitch by Vining and the other one not.
It looks like Owen Tross and Andrew Gatland are the 2 pitchers.
Swing and a miss, strike 2 on Schroeder. We've been told that both Tross and Gatland were engaging in some action over in the bullpen. We'll see who steps on out in the top of the 8th.
They've been in there for a while.
Vining the 1-2 pitch. Swing fouled back. Schroeder stays alive at 1-2.
Since Middlebury's last time up to the plate, they've been moving around, and Johnson and Wales still all quiet over there.
Vining sees a pitch he likes. Another 1-2. Trying to get a call, no. That's ball 2 on Schroeder. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, no one on. Smith is on deck if Schroeder should survive the at-bat. Vining the 2-2. Low, away. They're going to ask if Schroeder went, but he did not, and it's ball 3. I feel bad. I look out there, and Vining literally grimaced when he threw that pitch.
I mean, it could not feel good throwing this many pitches in a game. I don't know if there are many pitchers who can go this well over 100 out there at any level of baseball, and he did it again.
That's going to be ball 4, and it's a 2-out walk for Schroeder.
They got to have someone active in there by now, because there is... I stand corrected.
The way we're situated, it is very difficult to see the Johnson
Now
Wales
batting, right
bullpen, which is
fielder,
situated on the
16, Sammy
first base
Smith.
side, on the right side of the field.
The one thing you can see usually is a ball flying around down there, and it looks like someone's just started tossing as I said that.
Smith fouls strike 1 into the backstop.
So maybe some relief for Vining. And now,
0-1 the count on Smith. Vining will toss over to first to try to startle Schroeder. It's 0-1, 2 outs. Vining deals to Smith and gets the spot. Strike 2 called.
honestly, at this point, it's pretty amazing that Vining's even capable of throwing a strike now, the way how much he's had to use his arm.
He can, and he did. It's 0-2 on Smith with 2 outs. Vining works, swing, and that one's in play, and that's going to fall into right for a base hit. The action moves Schroeder along to second. First hit of the day for Smith. Little 2-out single, and that'll put runners at first and second with 2 outs.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 33, Andrew, go.
Goff has reached twice today. Neither of them was a hit. First time was an error. Second time he walked. He's stolen 2 bases as well. Schroeder with a comfy lead off of second. That's going to be ball 1 to Goff. The way some of these fans are cheering, I'm not sure if it's Goff or Go. I hope I'm not mispronouncing this name so grievously. I'll have a look in just a moment at our pronunciation guide as Reining offers ball 2 for the man whose name is spelled G-O-U-G-H.
It's Goff.
It's Goff. So I haven't been fooled. Okay, okay. That makes me feel a little better. 2-0 on Goff. Vining deals. That one's low for ball 3.
Gotta say, I very much appreciate the pronunciation sheets.
They're a lifesaver. 3 balls and no strikes on Goff. Runners at second and first. 2 outs. Vining would like to seal this up. The 3-0 is ball 4.
So maybe some relief in sight for Vining. Justin Markell, who was warming up in the bullpen earlier, is back at it. The sophomore pitcher from San Diego, California, played his high school ball at Scripps Ranch.
Very nice part of San Diego.
Now batting, number 4, Nathan Sammy.
Few baseball towns as great as San Diego. The bases are loaded for Vining. It's Schroeder at third, Smith at second, Goff at first. 2 outs, and here's Nathan Sammy. Vining deals, swing, and Sammy fouls that one with some gas, but he fouls it up the first base line for strike 1. Oh and 1. Vining. The pitch, swing, and that one is lined into right center. That's going to be at least 1 base, and it's going to be at least 2 Middlebury runs. Rolling in to score are Schroeder and Smith, and it's a 2-run single for Nathan Sammy.
So after 2 scoreless frames for Middlebury, they tack on 2 runs here. And that opens things back up.
Baseman, number 19, Chris.
And that looks like it will do it for Vining as the coach steps up, coming to the mound.
Middlebury takes an 8-6 lead, and it sure seems like Aiden Vining's day is going to come to a close. Yes, it is. He's thrown solid work. He's been browbeaten by Middlebury hitting today.
126 pitches.
Just a tremendous total that this guy has thrown today. And I mean, you mentioned it earlier, and you're right. All this from a freshman. This is a guy in his first year with this program, and he's throwing 120 pitch outings. A salute, some applause from the crowd from both the Wildcat and Panther fans. Well deserved for Aiden Vining.
So now Markell comes into the game.
So Vining's replacement, number 35, Justin Markell, as you mentioned, the San Diegan, comes into play today with a 6 flat ERA, 10 appearances, half of them starts. He is 3-2 in that span. 27 innings of work, 14 strikeouts, and just as many walks.
Number 35, Justin Markell.
So Markell will take over with 2 outs.
2 outs and runners at the corners, inherited by Markell. He is in quite the situation here in round 1. of the Bridgewater Regional. As we said, loser of this game plays Endicott tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. The winner of this game will go on to play Bridgewater following that game. Of course, we're not exactly sure of the status of that game. The weather seems to be up in the air.
So here is Border, first customer of the day for Markel. Markel instead will toss over to first, and now they've caught Sammy in a jam. A fortuitous first toss over. Sammy's in a jam. He's going to try to scamper back to first. The tag, they got him, and that's going to end the inning. Justin Markel need not even throw a true pitch. He makes one very timely toss to first, and that will close the frame. Goodness gracious. So after 0 pitches, Markel finishes the side. I think that's a new record. But it is Middlebury taking an 8-6 lead as we head to the 8th.
And a new pitcher is going to be coming on here for Middlebury. It's Andrew Gatland. He's been moving around in the bullpen for quite some time now, so he'll finally get into the game. They've had a couple arms in the pen throughout this game, Gatland being one of them.
Just to give you the rundown, Vining's day for these Wildcats was 6.2 innings long, 6.2 innings long. This music's throwing me off my game. 5 hits, 8 runs, all of them earned, 5 strikeouts, 10 walks. Gave up 1 home run, but it was the only extra base hit he coughed up all day. 126 pitches, and he threw 65 of them for strikes.
So Andrew Gatland enters this game with a 5.82 ERA, 1-0 in 14 appearances. 0 of those have been starts, 17 innings of work throughout the season, 21 strikeouts, 14 base on balls. So a solid arm coming here, and he's going to enjoy a 2-run lead in the back end of this game.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention. Now in the mound for the Middlebury Panthers, number 30, Andrew Gatland.
So Juan, Kelly, and Leon will be the first 3 customers up for Andrew Gatland on the day. The 2, 3, and 4 spots in the Wildcat order, excuse me. And combined, they represent 4 hits, a walk. It's been a 2-3-4 that has had a really productive day. So here's Trevor Wan, who started out struggling. He started his day with 2 strikeouts, and since then has turned it around considerably. He followed those 2 strikeouts with an RBI single and a triple. He's looking to continue the hot hand here against Gatland. Gatland's first pitch of the day is low and outside for ball 1. So Gustafson very productive in his brief outing. Swing and a miss, strike 1 on Juan, and it's 1-1. Gatland, the 1-1 pitch. That's going to be low for ball 2.
Even just putting Gatland in, Middlebury, Massachusetts brain coming on for a second. Middlebury still hasn't sat the other bullpen arm. Jackson Atwood is still out there.
That's strike 2 called. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Juan. So Gustafson's day ended. He threw 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, 22 pitches, and 15 of them were strikes.
Now that's a good day to hang your hat on.
Juan places that one into right for a base hit. After 2 strikeouts, Trevor Juan has ripped off 3 straight hits. Quite an in-game comeback for him.
Yeah, baseball's a very mental sport, so it's good of Juan to not
Now
let those
batting
first
first
2 outs
baseman,
get to
number
him and really
28,
just
Miles
completely do a
Kelly.
180, turn himself around and get 3 straight hits. 2 singles and a triple on the day for him so far, bringing up Miles Kelly. They'll check on Juan at first. He'll get in there safely.
Kelly's 3 for 4 today.
They'll check on him again, and he's good again.
They are scared of Trevor Juan, who has not stolen a base today.
And another time, they'll throw over to him. Juan remains safe at first base. Now he's really in their head.
Trevor Juan on the year is a perfect 6 for 6 in stolen base attempts.
To be honest, he doesn't even have a huge lead, maybe a body's length over there. And I don't know if I've ever seen anyone do what he's doing, but he's holding his batting gloves in his hand. He's not wearing them, he's just holding them there.
His prerogative, I suppose. It's 1-0 on Kelly, and another toss over to first. Gatland is very keen to hold Juan at first. He's going to toss over again, and again Trevor Juan is safe.
That is 5 times we've seen Andrew Gatlin check on Juan.
1 ball and no strikes on Kelly. Gatland will deal now. That's going to be ball 2. 2-0. Juan didn't try to move. Now he's going to slide back over because they're going to toss to first again. My goodness.
His uniform might need a couple runs through the wash the way things have been going, because that is number 7. And 7 times he has been saved. And I think Juan's just,
wow.
He's just over it over there. Like they keep
still
testing him.
standing off
Oh
the bat.
my goodness. That is number 8. I feel like his leads are getting progressively shorter.
Something about Trevor Juan and his 6 stolen bases on the year are concerning to Gatland.
Middlebury's, they've checked on the runner quite a bit. You saw Price do it a lot when there was a runner at second in the early innings, but I don't think anyone's done it as much as Gatland has.
Certainly not. No,
during
not with
this
this
at
frequency.
bat. And Kelly's kind of just standing there. He's just waiting to be pitched to.
And Root is just humoring Gatland on these tosses. Like,
And
why the heck not?
There's number 10.
They probably figure if they tire this guy down, they can pick him off. Make him get so sick of diving for the bag that he just accepts the out. I don't know. Kelly will take the pitch, and it's going to be strike 2 called. So
Like
2-2 the count now. But it's taken darn near an hour for Kelly to get to this count at this rate.
I
mean,
like
my
to see the
goodness.
time in between each of the pitches he's taken.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Miles Kelly. They're going to toss to first again.
Honestly, if they got a real speedster on the bench, why not just put him in and make this even more interesting? Put him in for Juan and see if he can take off.
The 2-2 pitch to Kelly, swing, and he clubs this one on the ground over to Border. The toss to second is good. The toss to first. Did they get him? They turn DP. 4-6-3 will secure the first 2 outs of the inning.
So they finally get Juan out one way or another. And that brings up Leon.
They got Juan, just not the way they thought they were going to get Juan.
Now batting, right fielder, number 18.
I mean, that
EJ
really says
Leon.
something about a base runner when they try to pick you off just one shy of a dozen times during a singular at-bat.
Ball 1 to Leon was wild. Well, now there's nobody at first for Gatlin to try to pick off. He's going to feel lonely. 1-0 is the count on Leon. Gatlin deals, trying to grab the low edge of the zone, doesn't. It's ball 2.
You know, maybe you'll throw a couple balls over to Root just for fun.
Just to get him involved. Two 2-0 is the count on Leon. Gatlin deals and pours in, strike 1 called. Two and 1 now on Leon. 2 out, nobody on. After a great double play. Gatlin deals, swing and a miss, strike 2.
It's a hard swing. Leon wanted that one. So the count's now 2-2, 2 away.
Johnson and Wales have answered the call from time to time when they've fallen in the hole against Middlebury in this game. Gatlin's trying to change that. That's upstairs, ball 3. Count fills up on E.J. Leone. He seeks his second walk of the day, or maybe something better. Gatland has other ideas. We'll see how this ends. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And Andrew Gatland, many tosses over to first later. Andrew Gatland finally closes up the frame with a strikeout. Middlebury maintains an 8-6 advantage as we proceed to the bottom of the 8th.
Number 19, Chris Border.
Middlebury with an 8-6 lead as we head to the bottom of the 8th, and they're looking to build on it. Border will take ball 1.
Wind started to pick up here a lot as we reached the later part.
As compared to how it was picking up when we got here, it's been picking up all day.
It quieted down for a little bit.
Ball 2's low.
Now I need to make sure my papers are
2 balls and no strikes. The
Wait,
count
that-
on Root. Excuse me, the count on Border. I'm looking at the wrong name. Make it 3 balls and no strikes on Border. Root's on deck. That's what I was looking at and got tripped up. 3-0 on Border. Markel deals. Finds the spot, strike 1 call. I remember days last year during last year's MASCAC tournament sitting out here calling these games in late April, early May. Still windy as ball 4 is low on Border. He'll take a walk. His first base by balls of the day. I remember last year, early May during the MASCAC tournament, we were out here in the cart and it was windy. And it was probably about 25 to 30 degrees colder. And that's the difference. Today is a day I'd much rather be outside. I think the same goes for these
15,
players.
Bo Root.
New England weather can be unforgiving. Here's Root. Markel deals to him.
definitely much more favorable conditions for anybody. Number 30, Garrett Fusco, is now warming up in the Johnson & Wales bullpen. And it looks like Middlebury still has Owen Tross going, and they've sat Jackson Atwood.
It's a ball and a strike on Root.
You know, the cart definitely does a good job of protecting us for most of the win. I mean,
Oh, for sure.
it's to our back, so that definitely helps with it.
That's strike 2 called on Root. The count is 1-2. Yeah, we have the little canopy here, the little curtains. It's a nice place, and we've got a much closer view of the field than we would in the booth. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Markel weighs his options. Here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt, ball 2. Good defensive stop by Davis behind the plate. Seen really good defense by both of these catchers today. Collins for the Panthers and Davis here for the Wildcats.
Sorry.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Root.
I was about to say they've both been put to work on the defensive end.
And they've met the challenge. It's a full count on Root. The runner at first is Border. Nobody out. Payoff pitch. Low ball 4. Justin Markell issues back-to-back walks. So runners at first and
Now
second with
batting,
nobody out.
left fielder, number 5, Alec
If anyone's
Rich.
planning on coming down for the games tomorrow, there's a road race in the area, so they've extended parking to the Hooper lot, which is just in front of the Tinsley.
I saw some signs on my way
Swenson
here
area.
for what I assume was that road race out on 106 in Halifax. So if you're coming in from the east, something to keep in mind. The bunt is foul off the bat of Rich. It's 0-1. Rich has been a walk machine. His first 3 at-bats of the day all ended in walks. And in 2 of them, he both stole a base and came in to score. What a productive day he's been having without a single hit. I mean, really. Tough to ask for better. 0-1 is the count on him. That one's fair. Coming over for it is Botello. He'll make the toss to first for the out. But the sacrifice bunt will move Border to third and Root to second.
So now 2 runners in scoring position. And that makes it a lot harder to turn a
Now
double
batting,
play.
that catcher, number 18, John Collins.
Markell could use some clutch stuff here.
Takes away the DP by force. And puts 2 runners in scoring position. Middlebury already has a 2-run lead here in the 8th.
Markell deals to Collins. Swing and he pops it up foul.
That one is way out of play.
0-1. That foul ball was skyscraper high and out of play.
Big thank you to our event staff for tracking down all these fouls.
Oh, they
throughout
work
the
hard.
tournament.
They work so hard. This place would be nothing without the really hard-working, gritty event staff that we've got here. They're wonderful folks. Swinging, that one's foul. Also some airtime, working its way towards the Middlebury bullpen, and eventually into the trees facing onto Route 104.
And there's one way to get your cardio in.
0-2 on John Collins, and it's been a noisy 0-2. Markell seeking the second out of the inning. Collins seeking some serious action with 2 runners in scoring position. The 0-2 pitch is a miss for ball 1.
Anything into the outfield should be able to score a run. There's a decent-sized gap
Absolutely.
in between left and center.
Space between Juan in center and Sanchez Guerra in left. Like you said, pretty dramatic.
You could just poke something through that gap.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And I don't think Justin Markell could have asked for anything better right there. Second strikeout of the day for
Now batting,
Collins.
the center fielder,
Kyle
number 25,
McCausland comes to the
Kyle
plate now. He had the
McCausland.
2-run home run in the 3rd inning. And he's got a chance to tack on some more runs here with 2 outs in the 8th.
That was, I should note, Justin Markell's first strikeout of the day. So 2 in scoring position, but 2 out now for the Panthers. McCausland looks at ball 1. This is a moment, obviously, where Markell has to be in check. But if you're Owen Davis, you're making darn sure that you are right on top of every single pitch, too. Anything wild could risk another run leaking across the plate. That's ball 2. And I have no doubts that Border over at third is itching to capitalize on even the slightest mistake. Markell was trying to prevent him from having the chance. That's ball 3. A walk would load the bases. It would be the first walk of the day taken by McCausland.
And at least if I'm McCausland, I'm going to take this pitch right here with a 3-0 count. Play it safe and potentially set up the loaded bases.
He took your advice, but it was strike one called.
So Schroeder awaits in the on-deck circle.
Schroeder, who's taken 2 walks himself in his last 2 at-bats. 3 balls and 1 strike on McCausland. Swing, and he fouls it into the dirt. Full count. It's the first full count of the day for Kyle McCausland. As we mentioned, that big 2-run homer set a tone back in the 3rd, wrapping one around the left field foul pole.
It's able to give Middlebury their first lead of the game. There's an absolute no doubt home run distance-wise, just whether or not it was fair.
He fouls that one backwards into the stands.
That was a rocket.
I'm not sure even where that ended up. That made contact with something over in the stands. Bounced off a speaker and got deflected over to some cars. Hopefully nobody's wheels are hurt. Another 3-2 from Markel. Swing, and that's popped up foul out of play as well. A couple gloves are rolling for it, but it's going to be outside the fence. He'll stay alive at 3-2. Some good hustle by the right side of the Wildcats field. Having a look at that, but McCausland put that one well out of play. 3 balls on him, 2 strikes as well. 2 outs, 2 runners in scoring position. This is stressful. Markel, another payoff pitch. Low ball 4. No, wild pitch. I stand corrected, and sliding in for the score is Border. The fence fooled me. Pitch went wild. Border did exactly what he wanted, capitalized, and it is 9-6 Panthers.
So Border Markel walks him on the wild pitch. Border scores, and now there are runners at the corners with 2 away. Schroeder due up after this mound visit, but that's going to do it for Markel.
It's runners at the corners for which he is responsible. So with 2 outs, Borders rolls in on the wild pitch.
Garrett Fusco is now entering the game for Johnson & Wales.
Garrett Fusco, the sophomore from Connecticut. He comes into play today with a 2.59 ERA, 12 appearances, all but 2 of them in relief. His job is coming into tough positions and making the best of them, and boy has he. He's 2-0 in the season, 24.1 innings pitched, 16 walks, but he's matched them with 29 strikeouts.
So he's in a big position here with a runner at 3rd, trying to prevent any more runs from coming in. A 3-run lead for Middlebury. And Schroeder will be looking to tack on some more.
So Garrett Fusco will inherit the 2 runners aboard with 2 outs. That's Root at 3rd and McCausland at 1st. Panthers with a 9-6 lead here in the bottom of the 8th. And it will be Fusco's job to face down, at a minimum, Schroeder.
Schroeder, as you said, 2 walks on the day.
Fusco 29 strikeouts and 16 walks on the year. As I mentioned, he's going to place ball 1 low, though. 1-0 the count on Schroeder. He's the DH today for the Panthers, but he's been productive without having to do much, well, H'ing. Swing and he pops this one up, foul out of play off to the right. 1-1. He's taken 2 walks, came in to score on one of them. Those represent his only 2 reaches of the game.
And once again, can't exactly complain about that, coming in to score on both of those, like you said.
1 ball and 1 strike is the count. Fusco deals a miss, and Schroeder held up on the check. It's 2-1. It's getting a little overcast out here. Not going to rain tonight, but rain threatening for tomorrow. The 2-1 from Fusco. Swing and a miss. That was a home run cut by Schroeder. It's 2-2. Forecast is a bit grim for tomorrow afternoon. We'll see how much of this regional we get to share with you folks. Hopefully everything ends up well. Swing and he fouls that one out of play.
For anyone making the trip down, make sure to check the weather before you leave the house.
And maybe bring some ponchos or an umbrella. We love southeastern Massachusetts, great little part of the world, but the weather is not always the kindest.
It looks like the first game should be good to at least start. The second game, not so much.
Still 2-2 on Schroeder. Fusco deals, swing, and that one's in play. Bounces over to Hassan. He'll make the toss to first, and the inning is over.
So I stand corrected. The first game's not looking too hot either.
8 full innings are done. Middlebury is arguing about that call. We're going to see what happens here. Middlebury head coach Mike Leonard disagrees.
He was off the bag when he originally caught it, and he was trying to...
Well, they're going to say whatever that argument was about the call. Things are proceeding. 8 full frames are done here at Alumni Park, and it is the Middlebury Panthers who lead the Johnson & Wales Wildcats 9-6. JWU has half an inning to try to find some run support. They need to dig up 3 runs, and they need to dig them up fast. We'll be right back. So the Wildcats need 3 runs if they're going to get back into this game, and they need them fast.
Shortstop, number 9.
It's the top of the 9th,
Hassan.
and it is the listed home team, the Middlebury Panthers, who enjoy a 9-6 advantage. Hassan will take strike 1 on the low edge.
That little dispute in between one of the officials and Middlebury head coach Mike Leonard was about whether or not Kelly had his foot on the bag making the play. When he initially caught it, he did not have his foot on the bag, so they weren't too sure if he was able to recover and get his foot touching the base.
Ball 1 was in the dirt. It's 1 ball and 1 strike on Hassan. Gatland, the pitch. Ball 2.
Gatlin remains in the game, but Tross still going in the bullpen, which he has been doing for quite some time now.
Johnson & Wales has found moments to just pop up out of nowhere and sneak up on you runs-wise. Gatland swinging, that's a bouncer. Comebacker right to Gatland. He will underhand it for out number 1 over to first.
Gustafson is on the decision.
So if Middlebury wins, Gustafson will get the W.
Now batting the third
Middlebury
baseman at number
sticks
33,
on to this route.
Xavier Botello.
It will be Henry Gustafson who picks up the dub for the Panthers should things stay the same. Here's Botello, 1 for 4. Takes strike 1 on the low edge again. Gatland has hit pay dirt there a couple times with strikes. 1 out and nobody on. Gatland, the 0-1. Tried to grab the same edge, but this time it's a no. 1 ball, 1 strike on Xavier Botello. Gatland, the pitch, swing and a miss. He got out in front of it, Botello did, and that was strike 2. 1-2 the count on him with nobody on and 1 out.
44 is warming for Middlebury.
Gatland deals the 1-2. That one's wild. Doesn't matter. Nobody aboard to capitalize on that. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Botello. My understanding is that Tross is still, like you said, warming up for the Panthers. We'll see how that proceeds. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Botello.
It seems
Gatland
like they've
deals.
had somebody.
Swing, that one's right over to Goff. He'll pick it up off the floor. Toss to third is good. And Botello becomes the second out of the inning.
That one lined right over to Goff, picked up off the dirt. Great throw over to first for the first out or second out of the inning. Like I was saying, it seems like Middlebury's had somebody in the pen for a majority of this game. Quite the opposite of Johnson and Wales.
2 good fielding plays here in the 9th. And the Wildcats are down to their last out of the game. This isn't an elimination
Now batting number
situation,
8, Owen Davis.
but Johnson and Wales does risk falling to the lower bracket and ending up in single elimination territory. Again, nobody's going home out of this game. Winner of this game will face Bridgewater tomorrow, assuming the weather cooperates. Excuse me. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. That's strike 1, 1-1 on Davis. So the winner of this game faces Bridgewater tomorrow. Loser of this game faces Endicott for the right to stay in the tournament. 1 ball and 1 strike on Davis. Gatlin the pitch. Swing and Davis fouled it backwards. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That one caught the hand of the catcher. He gives the thumbs up to his pitcher. He was shaking around for a little bit.
He might be giving a thumbs up. If that happened to me, I'd be crying. I would be curled up like a little baby behind the plate right there. John Collins is a tougher person than I. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Davis, and the Wildcats down to their final strike of the game. Gatland works. Outside, ball 2.
So now Owen Tross finally gets a rest in the bullpen as Middlebury
They just
has
decided
1
now.
strike left.
Gatland's got this one, or so he thinks, so he hopes. 2-2. The pitch. Swing, and he belts that one fair. That's a base hit. Rocket liner into right.
Don't sit down so soon, Owen Tross.
Davis will not be folded. He hits a 2-out single.
Now batting left
Here's
fielder
Sanchez
number
Guerra.
23, Thorin Sanchez Guerra.
Sanchez Guerra trying to be, hopefully, if you're a Johnson and Wales fan, not.
There's a pinch runner for Johnson Wales. That's going to be number 2, P.J. Daniels, the junior outfielder from Jericho, New York. He steps over in place of Davis.
And once again, Gatlin's going to play this game where he throws to first a million times. First time he was trying to bag Trevor Wan. This time it's Daniels. That's 2 tosses over.
His personal best on the day is 11 in 1 at-bat. Let's see if he can beat it here.
Here's 3. I'm not even hating, to be honest with you. I think the commitment to base path defense is strong. I appreciate that.
I mean, with 2 outs and a 3-run lead, I think he's getting a little bit excessive, but you can definitely appreciate it.
You can never be too careful. That was ball 1 to Sanchez Guerra. Another toss over, this time not much urgency. Just a little wave hello to Daniels. 1-0 is the count on Sanchez Guerra. They're just going to keep tossing over. I think that's 5.
That is fine.
Yeah. Sanchez Guerra has enough time to make a sandwich in between these pitches.
1-0 on Sanchez Guerra. Here's the pitch. That one's going to fall out of Collins' glove, and it's an easy second base for Daniels. They were scared of a stolen base. It turned out the problem was self-inflicted.
Now we get to see if he's as big of a fan of throwing to second as he is to first.
2-0 is the count on Sanchez Guerra. It's an awkward angle. He's not a lefty. If he was a lefty, this would be a different story with the tosses to second. That one's wild as well, and it's going to move Sanchez Guerra to third.
So Owen Tross, who for a second thought his day might be over, has now started warming up again. So it has been a roller coaster for him, and he hasn't even entered the game yet.
The count is 3 balls and no strikes on Tor and Sanchez Guerra. Daniels is now at third, the pinch runner for Davis. 3-0. Gatland works. That's ball 4. With 2 outs. First a single by Davis, and now a walk taken by Sanchez Guerra.
We got a pinch hitter coming on for Johnson Wales and a mound visit for Middlebury. Johnson Wales, Griffin Snyder, the senior outfielder from Marietta, Georgia. He's coming in. Right-handed hitter. We get a mound visit for Middlebury. Coach Leonard comes to a conference with Gatland and Collins. Tross is still throwing in the bullpen, so I don't think this is anything too urgent. They still have a 3-run lead. Of course, with one swing of the bat, Snyder could even that one out.
Snyder from the beautiful state of Georgia with its famous peaches, be pinch hitting in the spot of McGain. McGain was the DH. Now Snyder pinch hitting for him. 2 outs and runners at the corners, though.
Now batting for
And
the
Snyder,
Wildcats, number 25, Griffin Snyder.
Snyder represents the tying run. 2 outs, but things are a little dicey for Andrew Gatland. He'll have to work himself out of a corner jam. Another toss over to first. This time for Sanchez Guerra, and it is not enough to get him. Snyder still awaits his first pitch. Gatland deals, and that one plunked him. Snyder earns his way aboard with a bruise. The tying run is at first. The go-ahead run is Obert walking up to the plate right now. That is the first plunk of the day by either pitching staff. Moved Sanchez Guerra over to second. So Daniels at third, pinch running for Davis. Sanchez Guerra at second. And Snyder pinch hitting for McGain got plunked, and he's at first. Here's Obert.
And unfortunately for Gatland, Root's playing too far off the bag for him to throw over and check on Snyder. So this could very well do it for Gatland, and it will, as Owen Tross starts his march out of the bullpen. And Gatland heads over to the dugout.
So Gatland's afternoon ends mid at bat, facing off against Obert. And here comes Tross.
Gatland finishes the day with no earned, 16 throws over to first base. And Owen Tross enters the game.
I wonder if he's going to throw over as much.
He's got a 1.84 ERA leading the team. 1 win, 0 losses, 12 appearances, only 1 start, 14.2 innings of work, 10 walks, 18 strikeouts, 9 hits, and a .170 batting average against. Once again, the lowest on the team.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, and now in the mound for the Middlebury Panthers, number 44, Owen Schross.
I gotta say,
That's a formidable head of hair
there's some
on the scalp of
fantastic
Mr. Snyder.
Oh, he put the helmet back on. Big shout out to cameraman David Souza for getting a good shot of that.
So Tross from beautiful sunny Southern California will inherit a 1-0 count on Obert and 3 runners aboard. That's Daniels at third. He's pinch running for Davis. Sanchez Guerra at second. And Snyder, the pinch hitter for McGain, at first.
It is awesome to see all the players from across the country these teams have pulled. There have been 3 different Californians in between the two. You've got Georgia, North Carolina all represented, not just the New England states.
Golden State, a nice warm part of the world. Perfect for baseball. Count is 1-0 on Obert. It's actually mid at bat. Sorry.
A little bit different than what the Californians will be facing throughout this tournament.
A little different than what they're facing today. It's breezy out here. The 1-0 pitch is there for strike one called. 1-1 now the count on Obert. 2 out, but the runners are all over the place. The bags are full. Tross thinking. Tross working. And that one's in the dirt for ball 2.
If he's throwing a breaking ball, you'll see him.
2 balls and 1 strike is the count on Obert. Tross deals. Into the dirt again, ball 3. 3-1 is the count on Obert. A walk would force in a run and cut the Middlebury lead to 2. Tross weighs his options. Here's the 3-1. And that's going to be low. The runner is forced in. The runner being forced in is Daniels. And Middlebury still leads, but that lead is trimmed. 9-7 is the Panthers' advantage.
This will bring in Juan. Bases
Now
loaded,
batting,
2
the center
outs,
fielder, number 22, Trevor Juan.
and 2 runs down for Johnson and Wales.
Juan started his day. What a turnaround he's made mid-game. Trevor Juan started his game with 2 strikeouts. He followed it in order. He takes ball 1 in the dirt.
And already, Middlebury has someone moving in the pen. That's going to be Jackson Atwood.
Trevor Juan started his day with 2 strikeouts. Since then, in order, RBI single, triple that he came in to score on, and a single. Counts 1-0 on him right now. 2 outs and the bases are loaded and a run has already been forced in. The 1-0 pitch is in the spot, strike one called. Well, Owen Tross, like you mentioned, the lowest ERA on the team. 18-10, the strikeout to walk ratio. That's going to be ball two. I have to look at my book for a second. 2-1 now the count on Juan. Miles Kelly is on deck if Juan survives the at-bat. Tross deals.
That one's in the
Low
dirt.
again. Another 3-1 count. First on Obert, now on Trevor Juan. Another walk would force in another run and cut the Panther lead to just 1. 3 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs, bases loaded. Tross deals. Swing, and he belts this one. That's going to bounce into left. Rumbling in are 2 Johnson and Wales runs. Those 2 runners have just tied this up. Sanchez Guerra and Snyder roll across, driven in by Trevor Juan. What an in-game turnaround Juan has executed here today. And we will see a bottom of the 9th.
Absolutely
Now
fantastic.
batting, first baseman, number 28, Miles Kelly.
I'm gonna call that.
So Juan aboard now. 2 runners on. The action moved Obert over to second, and we are tied at 9 here in the top of the 9th. Kelly takes ball 1 high. My goodness. With 2 outs, Johnson and Wales has done what seemed like it was out of reach just a moment ago. And more specifically, Trevor Juan has done that. Tross, the 1-0 to Kelly, is going to find the spot. That's strike 1 called. 1 ball and 1 strike now. Two outs, runners at first and second. That's Juan and Obert respectively. Tross, the 1-1 pitch. Swinging, that one is clubbed fair, coming right over to Border. No, they're going to say fouled off his foot. Again, I sit down for just a moment. Fence obscured me from seeing him foul it into the dirt. So he'll stay alive, Kelly will. I stand corrected, and the count is 1-2. Both Kelly and Tross getting words of encouragement from fans in the stands. Like we mentioned, these Wildcat and Panther fans have really traveled, and really traveled quite well. 1-2 is the count on Kelly. Tross works. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And Owen Tross is finally able to seal the inning up. But Johnson and Wales stick 3 more runs on the board, tie this thing up, and force a bottom of the 9th. Tied at 9 as we head to the bottom of frame number 9 here in Bridgewater, Massachusetts.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? This is a final reminder to purchase merchandise over on the first base side. Last chance for merchandise for day 1 of this Bridgewater Regional. Again, last chance to purchase merchandise. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention now behind the plate for Johnson Wales, number 27, A.J. Braid.
So defensive change for the Wildcats. A.J. Braid will take over behind the plate. Braid, the junior from Peabody, transferred his way in from Northern Essex Community College. Fusco will stay on the mound for the Wildcats.
Sammy Smith.
And his Wildcats have changed the complexion of this game. We are tied at 9 in the bottom of the 9th. That's strike one called on Smith. Smith, Goff, and Sammy will be the first three up to visit Fusco here in the bottom of the ninth. The 0-1 finds again, and that's back-to-back strikes. 0-2 the count on Smith. Panthers need a run in this inning in order to win in regulation. The 0-2. There'll be a miss for ball one. One ball and two strikes is the count on Smith. Fusco deals, swinging, that one's popped up, a little bit of airtime. A couple different gloves working back for it, and it's Obert who will make the catch for out number one. So one down here in the bottom of the ninth. Brings up Goff.
Number 33, Andrew, go.
Goff has reached 3 times out of the 4 he's been up, and none of them were hits. He swings and misses strike one.
That is honestly quite an impressive batting line he's had today.
He's done very well for himself. He's even come in to score. Really, the plate discipline has been key for him.
He scored twice as he takes strike one.
So 0-2 is the count on him. What a game it's been, man. Fusco, the 0-2 pitch.
I mean, what a start to the tournament. You get the upset by Bridgewater in game one, and then you get this, some late inning action with 2 outs from Johnson and Wales, able to tie this thing up.
Winner of this game, whoever that might be, that truly remains in the air at this point as Goff takes ball 2. The winner of this game will play Bridgewater tomorrow for the right to advance. The loser of this game is not out of it, but will fall to the loser's bracket and start facing single elimination. The 2-2's in the dirt, and it's a full count on Goff.
And they will be facing a very good Endicott team.
An Endicott team that really had everything going for them today. Very solid, even in a loss. It's a full count on Goff. That pitch is ball 4. Goff does it again. He works his 3rd true walk of the day, his 4th reach overall. 1 on, 1 gone, and that brings up Sammy.
Now batting, third baseman, number 4, Nathan Sammy.
Nate Sammy's 1 for 2, and that 1 is a 2-run single. Toss over to first is not going to get Goff. I wonder if we're about to see Fusco do the same thing that we saw Gatlin doing for minutes on end.
I was about to say, we got number 30 for Johnson and Wales showing some shades of number 30 from Middlebury, and that one almost got Sammy. That was rough.
Fusco said, "Watch my space."
That'll get your adrenaline going if you're in the box, that's for sure.
Toss over to first was nearly too tall. Kelly had to make a jump, and it wasn't enough to get Goff.
A lot of pitchers can be pretty territorial if you're crowding the box, so not something completely shocking there.
Fusco the 1-0. Swing and a miss, that's strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike on Nathan Sammy. 1 out. 1 runner aboard, it's Goff at first. Tied at 9 here in the bottom of the 9th. Another toss over to first. No good. This game has been preposterously fun, truly. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
A great start to the tournament. This is honestly one of the most enjoyable calls I've been on.
It's been a trip.
That is for sure.
It's a ball and 2 strikes on Sammy. Fusco deals.
That one's high.
That's tall for ball 2. 2-2 the count now. 1 out. And of course the 1 runner aboard, that's Goff. Goff's in motion. Swing, and Sammy fouls it out of play.
270 feet away from a walk-off for Middlebury. And 4 strikes away from taking this to extras for Johnson Wales.
Winning runs at first right now. Fusco deals. Ball 3. Back-to-back full counts. First on Goff, now on Sammy. Fusco the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And Sammy is not pleased with himself one bit. It's 2 down.
Got some action in the Johnson Wales pen if they may need it. Kyle Cutler, the grad student from East Hampton, Connecticut.
Unless Border survives this at-bat, we will see extra innings. Fusco deals in the dirt. It's wild enough to get Goff to try for second, and he will be safe there.
Is that his 3rd stolen base on the game?
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's not.
Or they're going to say a wild pitch, I suppose. Will be what got him there. Nevertheless, it's an advance that the Wildcats do not want to give up.
Some good base running nonetheless from Goff.
2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Swing and a miss at strike 1. And Border, the count is 1-1. Unless Border survives this at-bat, we will see inning number 10. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count on him. Fusco deals. Swing and Border fouls it backwards, 1-2.
1 strike away from extras. As Border plays hero.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. It's a runner at second. Fusco would like to force extras right here, right now. The 1-2 is in the dirt. That's going to be ball 2, but good plate defense by Braid. We'll keep Goff at second.
The great defense behind the dish continues no matter who's back there for Johnson Wales, or either team for that matter. Collins has done very well himself for Middlebury.
3 catchers have played in this game, and all 3 of them have shown their stuff behind the plate. The 2-2 swing, and that one's in play. Right over to Hassan. He's going to make the toss to first to retire the side and force inning number 10. You're getting extra baseball, folks. Goodness gracious. Tied at 9. After 9 full innings, what a scoring deluge it's been in this game between these 2 teams. We'll be right back with you for the top of the 10th.
So the new pitcher from Middlebury is Jackson Atwood, one of those arms we've seen moving around in their bullpen a couple times today. He finally gets his shot, similar to Tross earlier. He has a 4.11 ERA on the season across 15 appearances, all of them coming in relief. 15.1 innings pitched, 8 walks, and 17 strikeouts. So at the top of the 10th, get us started with some extra baseball here. And was just the second game of this 3-day tournament.
The local guy will bring some Southeastern Mass flavor to extra innings. It's the top of the 10th. here at Alumni Park. Second game of our presentation today of the Bridgewater, Massachusetts Regional, all a part of the NCAA 2023 Division III Baseball Championship. These two teams, part of a crew of many talented baseball units looking to advance throughout the country and make their mark on D3. So it'll be Leone, Hassan, and Botello starting things out for the Wildcats here in extras. Leone is 0 for 4, but he's also taken a walk,
and
he's going to be plunked.
That one barely got a piece of him.
Vance now on the mound for the Middlebury Panthers, number 3, Jackson Atwood.
And Jackson Atwood's appearance not off to the way he hoped, as Hassan comes in now, or Hassan.
And now batting for the Wildcats, the shortstop, number 9, Riley Hassan.
Hassan's in the hunt for his first hit of the day.
We got to double check that that's on the pronunciation sheet.
Atwood getting some cheers of encouragement from the Middlebury fans in the crowd. That's going to be ball 1 on Hassan. It's 1-0. Showed bunt and went nowhere. 1 on, nobody gone. 1-0 is the count. Atwood will toss over to first. It won't get Leone.
So I'd like to apologize because now looking at the pronunciation sheet, it's Hassan.
Oh, Hassan.
So we have been,
So
unfortunately.
Riley Hassan pulls back on a bunt again. I apologize for the mispronunciation. The word from our official in the field is that he did not go. That will be ball 2 on Hassan.
I'd like to blame that mispronunciation on former Pawtucket Red Sox Alex Hassan. That put that name in my mind.
No, just blame it on me.
No, well,
Hassan bunts it foul into the dirt.
I
It's
do.
2-1.
I do possess the ability to think freely as well.
I know.
Unfortunately, I messed up his name.
I'm just a bad influence, is all. 2 balls and 1 strike on Hassan. Runner at first is Leone. He got hit. Atwood deals. Another bunt into the dirt, and it's 2-2 on Hassan.
So that takes away the opportunity for him to bunt anymore unless he wants to risk what could very easily be an out.
Unless he's feeling like a sacrificer.
It's still a thing analytics hasn't pulled on a 2-bunt strike, isn't it?
The 2-2. He holds off for ball 3, and the count's full on Hassan. Nobody out. Runner at first is Leone. Tied at 9 between the Wildcats and the Panthers here in the top of the 10th. Winner faces Bridgewater tomorrow.
Runner goes.
Leone's in motion. That one has popped up, and it's going to
Runner's
fall
gonna
into the
get back.
glove of Goff. He's going to try to heave to first,
got
and
it.
they turn the double play.
Wow.
Goff with a catch him out, throw him out, double play, pulls the first 2 outs of the inning. Goodness gracious, he just heaved that one over to root at first. Caught Leone lacking. Leone decided to try to backtrack for first and ended up as the second out. My gosh.
Goff has been on it all day today on both ends of the ball, and that was just a fantastic heads-up play. Turning 2 right there as this one's cranked by
Botello belts this. It's moving out towards center, but it's catchable for McCausland, and that's out number 3.
So this will take us to the bottom of the 10th.
Panthers trying to pull a win out in extras. Wildcats trying to force the 11th. Tied at 9.
So a lot of cheers coming from the stands for Bo Root, who gets ready to lead things off here for Middlebury.
Leading off, the first baseman.
Fusco
number
remains
15,
on the mound
Ron.
as Bo Root gets ready to take the first pitch of the bottom of the 10th.
Fusco offers, and it's low, ball one. Panther faithful in the crowd have something to say for Bo Root. 1-0 is the count on him. Fusco deals, swinging, that one's in play. Right over to Obert. He'll make the toss to first for out number one.
So Alex Rich steps in now, a walk machine.
He took 3 walks in his first 3 at-bats. He has yet to reach, since
Now
then.
batting, left fielder, number 5, Alec Rich.
A strikeout and a sacrifice bunt in the 2 at-bats since those walks. 1 out, nobody on. Fusco deals. That's ball 1.
Middlebury fans very vocal at this point in the game.
We've mentioned it before in this broadcast. It's worth mentioning again. The 1-0 pitch, he takes it high. 2-0 on Rich. We mentioned it already, but these fans have traveled, and particularly these Middlebury fans. Both teams have considerable contingents in the crowd, but these Middlebury fans are very proud to be here.
And
all 3's low on Rich.
a good majority of these guys are not very close to Bridgewater at all.
But they're all hanging around in the Northeast, though. A lot of them are hanging around in the Northeast. A couple of outliers. 3-0 is the count on Rich. Fusco deals and pours in strike 1.